The New York Jets have signed several rookies already. Rookie minicamp starts today. A couple players got cut. The jersey numbers are out. There's a lot to get to. Boy Green Daily starts now.
Oh my gosh, it's morphin' time. To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teamwork, Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
Let's go, everybody. I'm Paul Esson Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. We are overflowing with content this morning, and we're going to get into all of it and so much more here on the show. But first, let me introduce my co-host for every Friday episode. He is the author of this book, Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football. The one and only, unmistakable, often imitated, never duplicated, Bob Lederer. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Paul. Actually, not even my twin duplicated me. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. You do have a yeah.
So that's you should drop that from the intro.
Yeah, we should drop that immediately. Actually, let's just redo it. Post people. Actually,
Okay.
the people will
Let me
fix it
just
in post. Yeah, there you go. Hey, it's Bob Lederer, the author of that book, Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Boy Green Country.
Wow. Well, we got a lot going on here, Bob. A lot going on here. So
we're going to talk about all these guys we didn't even know who they were a week ago when they got drafted, when they didn't get drafted but signed as UDFAs. And
that's right.
We literally hardly knew them.
We did, and especially the players that got cut. I may say some of these names here in a second. People are like, who? And we'll give you that full story. I see memberships are being gifted. Let's get to those. I'll do that. Let's right off the top rope. NC Green gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership here on YouTube. You love to see it. Thank you, NC Green.
Good morning, NC.
Beautiful. I'll read that membership in just a second because one of your favorites in here, Bob, Chubb for Club. He just got a membership. Sure. Yes, of course, obviously. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. By the way, Klubnik is one of the people we'll be talking about today. He signed his rookie contract yesterday. So shout out to Chubb, who is now officially in our contest for this month. So congratulations, buddy. And those new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club are as follows. We've got Jets Mets. That's quite a combination that Bob is quite familiar with. And James Rouse, you're also now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club, which we appreciate out there in the audience. Whoa, the gifting has not stopped, Bob. Cisco Lopez just gifted a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships.
Way to go, Cisco.
Okay, we are in a good mood, I see.
Here we go, guys!
Beautiful. That's the kind of energy we're looking for this morning. Let's read some new members, and then we'll get into our topics at hand here. So thank you, Cisco Lopez. You have a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. And again, these five raffle tickets, of course, went to you, but these 5 new members are Thomas Doyle. We have John Garcia, Liberty, Uno Jets, and Ray Danger. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Whoa, this is quite a morning so far, Bob. Wait, Chubb for Club is back with another one. Good Lord, have mercy! What kind of show is about to happen here today?
I really
Bob?
like the show so far.
I appreciate it. We have barely said anything in 4 minutes. Okay, here we go. Chubb for Club, another raffle ticket to our contest. Yes, okay, beautiful. That went to Cognitive Dissonance, which is beautiful. I love that from Chubb for Club for the audience. So I love the fiery start to the show today, everybody. Thank you. So let's get into it. I guess I'll go out of order and give a shout out here because Chubb for Club was so passionate here. Cade Klubnik former Clemson quarterback has inked his contract. And I love this, Bob, because, back, I don't want to say back in the day, but like in somewhat recent memory of the last 15 years, sometimes these sort of things drag out. It's an unnecessary storyline that we have to waste time on. And they already banged 3 of these out. We'll go through each of the 3 here in just a second and share a little comment and then move on. So they got a big chunk of the draft class. And I imagine everyone's at rookie minicamp today. They're probably going to announce another 3-pack or something of these later today too. So Cade Klubnik is locked in, baby.
Well, and so is Sadiq. And,
Yes.
you talk about contract signings not going smoothly with draft picks. Well, with 3rd round and 4th round and 5th round and 6th round and 7th round draft picks, they usually are not a big issue. But I'm curious, is the money that I saw that these guys signed for, is that all guaranteed money?
Yeah, so not for all of them, but let me pull this up because Rich Cimini of ESPN did a really good job of having all these numbers ready. So we'll go in order here of the 3 rookies. So 3 of the Jets rookies signed yesterday. Again, rookie minicamp is today. So take that for what you will. Here are the numbers from Rich. So I'll go Kenyon Sadiq first. So I'll flip our graphic here real quick. We'll get back to you, Cade. Hang on tight, buddy. We'll start off with Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq, who was the 16th overall pick. He signed yesterday. It's a 4-year deal, $22.3 million, fully guaranteed. A lot of these first-round contracts are fully guaranteed, but not all of them.
Yeah.
A lot of those are fully guaranteed. So yeah. So
I mean,
Kenyon Sadiq here.
If Sadiq plays up to the way we hope he's going to play, that will be a bargain.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, 100%. So he got $22.3 million fully guaranteed. Shout out to Rich Cimini with these numbers. Now I'll jump over to Cade here. Where do we got Cade? There we go. We'll go in order here. Cade Klubnik signed a 4-year deal for about $5.5 million. So that is not fully guaranteed as a 4th-round draft choice. So he has partial guarantees. The rest of it he will have to earn as he plays. And then we have one more here. Give a shout out to this young man, VJ Payne, our defensive back. So again, Kenyon Sadiq was the 16th overall pick in the 1st round. Cade Klubnik, the Jets traded up for in the 4th round. He was pick 110 overall. And then VJ Payne, there he is. VJ Payne was our 7th round draft choice, and he signed a 4-year deal for $4.4 million. Again, also not fully guaranteed. But I know he's a 7th round pick, but I think VJ Payne has a really good chance of making the roster. Obviously, Kenyon and Cade are 100% going to be here, and I think VJ has a very good chance of making the roster. He's got a couple of guys he's got to beat out. Is it Andre Cisco? Like, how many safeties do they keep? Do they keep 5? There's some answers to these questions that we don't know, but I think VJ Payne, the very talented defensive back, is going to find a place on this roster.
The thing that may work against him, I read this week, his tackling is kind of shoddy. He's got, people love his athleticism, his speed and that sort of thing. But I read that he had completely blown 4 or 5 tackles in the open field where he had a guy all wrapped up and the guy got away from him. So you can't do that on special teams. He's going to have to really, get better at that. But, that's what coaching is for, is to show how to finish the guy off.
There's no doubt about that combination of words. Here's a couple other memberships continuing to reign in here. Indeed. It's going to be a historic show, Bob. Indy Jets has gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Nenga Iboko has gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership.
Oh, my goodness.
That's the right way to say it. Goodness gracious. This is terrific.
If we can keep this up for another 2 hours, I get an emoji.
Okay, there you go. We need to start another emoji train, that's for sure. Indy Jets, your membership went to We Got the Sauce, and Nenge Boko, yours went to Nate is Mid. All right, you guys, beautiful. Okay, some new memberships being gifted to the audience, and we're bundling up all your raffle tickets here. Now, so those were all the rookies. So again, Kenyon Sadiq, Cade Klubnik, and VJ Payne all signed their rookie deals, which is great. Cade, we'll see. So I guess we can work in that random story here before we get to the Jets players being cut, because it affects Cade Klubnik, because Kenyon Sadiq is going to be a starter. He's going to get his way on the field immediately. VJ Payne's got to make the roster. I think he's got a good chance of making it. But Cade Klubnik, we'll see what quarterback he ends up being. At worst, he's going to be QB3. At best, he could be QB2, but apparently Russell Wilson has an offer sitting on his desk from the New York Jets to be QB2. Do you want that to happen, Bob? Yes or no?
I don't think it's happening. I think he's playing the Jets in order to get a better contract from CBS or wherever he wants to go.
Wow.
I mean, if you want to play, you play.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get any more money from the Jets.
I don't think so. No.
So who's he going to get more money from? Well, whoever on the media side is interested in bringing him on and making him, a star, or at least, a main player, in their media advertising. So I think that's all he's doing.
But if I'm Russell Wilson, TV's always going to be there. If they like you now, they're going to like you a year from now. Like if I was Russell Wilson, I'd keep playing because it's millions of dollars, and every football player has this window. Some windows are bigger than others. Russell's been playing a long time. He got drafted like in 2012, so his window's been open forever, but that window won't be open forever. Eventually it closes, and then you can't play the game of football anymore. So if I had the chance to keep playing football and making millions of dollars regardless of what it was, I don't know. If it was me, I would be doing it. But I am curious that the Jets are letting him sit on it. Like they give him an offer, and apparently it had to have happened like over the last 2 weeks. So like he's been sitting on this offer for a little while. I can't believe the Jets are willing to just sort of sit back and say, all right, if you sign, great. If not, we'll figure something else out. That's kind of interesting.
On the other hand, look at who else they've got to choose from in the wide world of free agent quarterbacks.
Right.
And they may have just said, hey, given everything, and we don't know what they've offered him, but it probably is fairly substantial money because of his career. He's probably
so last year he signed Russell signed a 1-year deal for $10.5 million with the Giants. I don't think
he's got a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, and he was signed to be the
backup
starter.
Money, but I'll bet you his backup money exceeds $5 million.
Rich Cimini believes it's a little less. He was guessing. He says he does not know. He did not see the contract, but he thinks it's a 1-year deal for like $3 million. So, which would maybe, to your point, indicate the hesitancy from Russell. He's like, I'm not playing for that. So,
maybe, but then again, how much is he going to get per year from CBS, and how many years is he going to get? Because he's probably not going to sign a 1-year, try me out deal.
Probably not. I don't know TV contracts as well. I was a radio guy, but good question.
You're not used to a $3 million offer that you.
I am not. I've not received it yet, but I want to make this abundantly clear, Bob. I'm open to receiving that offer. Yeah. I'm very open to receiving that.
Okay. The walls have ears. Everything you do, everything you say,
yes,
your cell phone picks up and hears. I think you may not have the phone ringing, but you're going to get a lot of, digital, communication offering you all kinds of radio, big signing money.
I am now ready to receive. So phone, keep listening. I've got more. I've got 4 million, 5 million. Let's keep it
we had a little house repair here this week on Wednesday. Okay. And yesterday my cell phone was filled with home improvement ideas and things. I mean, it came out of the woodwork. They used to say the walls have ears. Well, the cell phone has ears, even if it's turned off.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I'm seeing Incel Lon is asking about Cooper Rush. He is still available. Apparently, Cisco Lopez is like, sign me up for that. So he's still out there in the ethos. I don't know if there's any direct line with the coaching staff. Like, obviously, Russell Wilson's connected with Geno Smith. He's connected with Darren Muji. So there's some of that connective tissue. You don't need that. You can sign anyone you want, regardless of connections. But I am kind of curious to see.
The thing about the backup quarterback, tell me if you disagree. Tell me if you agree also. Is the decision going to be made primarily based on Aaron Glenn's need to win a lot of games, or is it going to be made based on the Jets' plans / hopes to get the quarterback they want in the draft next year? Even with that voodoo doll, we can't be sure what our draft position is going to be. So I'm not condoning that we should tank until later in the season, but they have to be thinking ahead. And so who's the backup quarterback? As you've pointed out, and I think it's true, Billy Zappi has had his moments as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, he's been fine.
He's serviceable. He's better than Cook.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's probably better. Yes. He's better prepared than Klubnik will be.
You'd have to assume.
Yeah. So I mean, if Gino gets hurt, and Gino really hasn't had a history of getting hurt, but he's what, 36 years old,
35.
35. Who do they want to be able to step in? And to me, with all the improvements they've made in building the offensive arsenal, you'd think they'd want to have somebody who could come in and professionally take over and at least, move them down the field and be a professional looking quarterback rather than a kid right out of college.
That's also
so Russell Wilson isn't a world beater anymore, but Russell Wilson could do what needs to be done.
I think that's exactly how I would put it. I don't think he's the running around Seattle Seahawks Russell Wilson version anymore, but something I disagree aggressively with Jake Asman, and I saw other people on the Jets Collective panel did yesterday. He's been trotting out this take of this is my Jake Asman impression. I'm not so sure that Russell Wilson is better than Bailey Zappi. And I'm like, and I gave him, when we did an interview earlier this week, I gave him an audible, come on, man. Like, if you don't like Russell Wilson, that's one thing, but you don't think he's better than Bailey Zappi? Come on. I
don't know. We signed Bailey Zappi pretty quickly. I didn't think we wanted to make sure he didn't get away.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason why. So I told you guys, first off, I appreciate that. Spin Max Dave says, good morning, BG. Thanks for helping the time go by with the start of football season. Still a couple months away. So, of course, I love doing the show, and I'm glad that you guys are all here. And thank you for all the gifted memberships to kick off the show. That's heartwarming. So I appreciate that. We have more announcements and things to come, which we'll be doing in a little bit. But I told you guys we get to some released players for the Jets. And some of these guys, you may say, who the hell are these people? But nonetheless, this is a Jets show dedicated to the Jets. Whether they cut people or sign people, we talk about it. They released 2 people, technically waived, so they're subject to waivers, and if they clear waivers, they'll be unrestricted free agents. Offensive lineman Gus Hartwig. Okay, he was an undrafted free agent out of Purdue last year at center. I thought, maybe some center competition. Unfortunately, got hurt within days of training camp. He got waived, and then once he was waived and no one picked him up, he reverted back to the Jets roster. He was just released. Yeah, so Gus Hartwig, hardly knew ye. He is gone.
Welcome back.
And now he's gone. So he is.
No, I thought you said that he comes back to the Jets if he could.
Yeah, so he did initially when he was waived, right? In training camp, because he was waived as injured because he had an injury, and if he didn't get claimed, he reverts back to your team. Now they're dumping him completely now that he's healthy. So,
bye-bye.
Yeah, see ya. The other one, more notable of a name and story, he's not an undrafted free agent. It was safety Chris Smith II. We claimed him off waivers from the LA Rams. I'm sure that was a nice morning for him. He woke up one day as a Ram, went to sleep, and woke back up. He went, what the? I'm on the Jets in December? What happened?
He went from the penthouse to the outhouse. Yeah.
That is, I'm so sorry, Chris Smith II. But now you don't have to be here anymore either. You've been waived, so you're gone. So
you go back to the Rams.
Oh, there you go. I'm sure they're looking for it. And then here's the other story. So you see this guy on your screen for audio-only listeners. This is Pascal Akaji. He has been designated the Jets' International Pathway Player Program player. So what does that mean? Normally in the offseason, NFL rosters can carry 90 players. All 32 teams can carry 90 players until we get to roster cutdown time. However, if you have a player from the NFL's International Pathway Program, you get an exemption. So the Jets can carry 91 players, and Pascal Akaji will be that player for the Jets. He's listed as a defensive lineman, but he's played almost every position in football. So he's a sort of super versatile guy, but they are putting him on the defensive line. And that's exciting for me because Carl Dunbar getting a talented piece of clay. Maybe this means nothing, and he's just the Pathway Program exemption. They get that on the 91-man roster now. They get it on the practice squad if they just want to stash him there, because instead of having 16 players, they can have 17. So they can sort of develop.
You say he is a versatile guy.
Sure,
who's a master at no position.
That is another way to put it. Jack of all trades, master of none.
To me, when you have an international opening, the only guy you should be considering putting into that slot is a kicker.
Which we do have. We have a German kicker named Lenny Krieg. The Jets chose to designate KG over Krieg.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
yep. But none of our kickers, as I realized last week, none of our kickers, those professional kickers they already have, and the kid that they signed as a free agent, none of them has kicked above 77% as a success rate on their field goals. So
that is accurate. Yeah.
Like I said, I've been waiting to hear, and I guess we will hear something today and tomorrow because there's going to be practices that are open to the media.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that our free agent kicker is just kicking 60-yarders all over the place.
Let's hope. Will Farron out of BYU. And the Jets, I'm going to keep an eye out because with rookie minicamp starting today, they have to officially announce their UDFA list, I assume, that are now signed. But I've been looking on the Jets website and app and everywhere else, and I have not seen them officially announce that group, but that I imagine that's coming today. So keep an eye out for that. And then Will Farron, if that is official, is there. Chris Banjo, when he spoke to the media earlier this week, said he likes both guys, but there's 3 guys on the roster. So is one of them not here anymore? And we're about to find that out. Did they never sign Will Farron and that was falsely reported and it's just like a minicamp tryout versus an actual signing? So I don't know what's going on there. So hopefully we get some clarification.
It may also have been falsely reported that his long snapper was also signed. And they said, I read he was the agreed upon greatest long snapper in the history of professional football drafts.
Wow.
He has that superior an ability. Now, nobody drafted him, but in signing him, that was one of the analysis that I saw, that he's that much better than anybody in the history of professional football that had just been drafted. So, Tom Hennessy? Is that our
Thomas Hennessy? Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's our guy right now. He's 32 and making all of like $1 million something.
Yeah, it's nothing. And he's our longest tenured player on the team. He's been around here longer than any other player on the team. And from everything I understand, because I'm not some long snapper expert, that's not a position I played in high school, but what they all say is he's one of the most solid long snappers in the league and has been for many years. So
he'd get if we cut him, he'd get another job in 24 hours.
That's what I believe. Yeah.
So this kid that they took must be, pretty good. And I made Garrison Grimes is his name.
Oh, okay. What a great name. Okay.
And he was the long snapper for Farron. Now the thing about Farron is that nobody has really mentioned, but kicking in Utah, like kicking in Colorado, you're at an elevated, height.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
And so the air's thinner and your ability to kick the ball further is enhanced. Mm-hmm. So let's see what he does on the natural grounds of New Jersey.
All right. Anyway. This is going to be a fun game, Bob. So the Jets released their rookie jersey numbers. They're subject to change, so they can choose to change them at any point. So I'm going to throw them on the screen. And what I want us to do is when I throw them on the screen, we're going to go player by player because you're going to see images all on the screen, and I'll explain it for audio-only listeners as well. And you just tell me the first Jets player you think of when you see the jersey number, okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. So I'm throwing this up on the screen, people. For audio-only listeners, there are 8 rookies on our screen.
All right. 31 is Bill Mathis. 31 is Bill Mathis.
Yeah, we're going to go through all of them. And for each of these rookies, so these are all the Jets rookies that they drafted, and they picked their jersey numbers. Again, they're subject to change. So this may not be the jersey they wear during the season, but this is the jersey we have now. So we'll go player by player. And then you just tell me the first one that comes to your mind or any other commentary you want to share. So we'll go in order here. David Bailey is wearing the same jersey number he had in college. It's 31. Who's the first Jets player to think of when you see 31?
Well, to me, it was Bill Mathis.
Okay. I'm a more, obviously, being younger, Antonio Cromartie.
Who's more recent?
Antonio Cromartie. And let me pull up some other ones here. So
yeah.
Let me see.
Was, and in the competition, I would give Cromartie the edge.
Okay, you would. Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go. Now, let me see. So there's a shout out to Pro Football Reference. They keep a history of every player for your team that has ever worn any number. So I'm looking through here. There's Bless Austin, the Jets had. Marion Barber Jr. in the 80s wore 31 for the Jets.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron Glenn, of course, as we all know, wore
Yeah,
31
yep.
for the Jets. That's another one. How could you not forget Khalil Herbert, who was here last year? Shout out to Khalil Herbert. Pour one out for him. You mentioned Bill Mathis. I love that. Sheldrick Redwine. Ah, yes, 5 years ago. Sheldrick Redwine also
Wow,
making the
you've
list.
got some kind of memory remembering him. Okay.
Nah, no, I don't. I'm reading it off a list, but most of I can normally randomly name a lot of different ones. So there you go. So you would give the edge to Antonio Cromartie. So
Yeah, Cromartie or Glenn. I mean,
well, Glenn.
Glenn is
Yeah,
is
AG. Yeah, AG's better than, with all due respect to Cromartie.
yeah,
Cromartie may be more athletic and talented.
yeah.
Like he's much
Glenn is
bigger and freakier.
Glenn
Yeah.
is So we're going to move on to the next one.
Yes, we are. Let's go to 16, Kenyon Sadiq. Now, you could go in a lot of different directions here, but Bob, you tell me first. Kenyon Sadiq, the jersey number 16.
Oh, Vinny.
Yeah. Vinny makes a lot of sense, and massive respect to Vinny. I would say Brad Smith jumps out to me, the former Heisman finalist, and all that. He would be on the list for sure. He would be on there. There's been some weird ones though, some like just big name guys that were here for a cup of coffee. Percy Harvin was here with the Jets. Joshua Cribbs was here with the Jets. So those are some. Terrell Pryor wore 16, the former Ohio State quarterback. Huh. Yep. He was another former 16 guy. That's another random one. Hey, here's this guy. I don't know how many. This is one I would have remembered. Jalen Saunders, Oklahoma wide receiver, who's a 4th-round pick, and he was cut as a rookie and never came back to the Jets. So,
and you would remember him because
I don't know. I've got useless information floating around my brain. Well, like my fiance says, "Hey, can you remember this appointment for our children later today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then I forget it. I'm like, "Hey, did you know that Bless Austin wore 31 and 2000 in this?" And she does not care for that information or those fun facts for that matter, but that's neither here nor there, I suppose. So there you go. There's a little love. All right, let's go to 83. Omar Cooper Jr. wearing 83. A lot of great memories comes here. Is there an 83 that jumps out to you, Bob?
Well, I'm hoping that Omar Cooper Jr. is anything close to George Sauer Jr.
Oh yeah, that's a great call.
I know we've probably had some defensive linemen who wore 83, but George Sauer Jr. he would have broken all the receiving records if he had decided to keep playing football, but he gave it up.
I mean, we had a lot of great 83s. Johnny Mitchell, there you go. Throw some of that in there.
I would question the word great, but go ahead.
Well, okay, there you go. Jerome Barkham.
Yes, very good. Very good.
Okay, all right, there you go. I got you on that one. What about Santana Moss? Were you a Santana Moss guy? Huh?
He was good for a couple of years, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Let
me go. I like a Barkham better, but yeah.
Yeah, Chancey Stuckey. He was Mark Sanchez's, I believe, his first touchdown pass in the NFL was against the Houston Texans on the road. I believe that was to the one and only Chancey Stuckey, if memory serves correctly.
It wasn't against Houston. I didn't remember who was the recipient.
Yeah, there you go. I do believe that is the case. I'll have to double check the one. And Tyler Conklin recently. Give a T-Conk, huh? Huh? Yeah. Tyler Conklin, sure. There you go. Now, I'm going to be honest. So far, Bailey, we can also say this as we're going through these. David Bailey, hate 31. What a disgusting number for a pass rusher. At least it's the same as college, but I hate that.
Do you like that the league and even college has allowed this jumble system of numbers where defensive tackle can be number 1 or number 3 or number 6? That's stupid.
Like there was some of it that I liked, but damn it, like once you give someone a little, they take a mile. You give them an inch, they take a mile. Like some of it, like Sauce Gardner being 1 seemed cool. 31 for David Bailey seems un-American. Like that's disgusting. Ugh. 31 is gross. Kenyon Sadiq, the 16's a little weird, but I see Brad Smith in my head. I'm like, all right, Brad Smith was an athletic guy doing a bunch of things. Like Omar Cooper Jr., 83 is a good receiver number. You just mentioned it with Sauer and some of the others. Like, okay. Like 23, I'm going to be honest, I don't love 23 on D'Angelo Pons. 23 is not one that I'm...
Who's been 23?
All right, let's look at what the numbers say. Shout out again to Pro Football Reference for giving us all the data here on all these players. Well, one off the top of my head, I know Azaria Thomas was 23 last year, but he has taken Sauce Gardner's number.
I wonder if he had to pay him.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good question.
What can a second-round pick pay a fourth-round pick?
That's also true. Yeah, we'll have to double check on the money on that one. How about Tevin Coleman, veteran running back? Yes. Yes.
How about Kevin Coleman?
Yeah. Oh, this one for sure. Sean Green. Love Sean
Yes,
Green on
Sean
the
Green
Jets.
had a couple of really good years. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He flamed out of the league a lot faster than I would have thought. I thought he'd be hanging around for a long time. Let's see. Who else is on this list? I mentioned Azaria Thomas. He was on this list. Kevin Williams back in the late 1990s was on this list. Who else do we got? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to butcher this name from the 60s, but who's this? Bill Rodemaker?
I was going to say Bill Rademacher.
Rademacher, yeah, there
Bill
you go.
Rademacher was one of the least talented guys at the Jets. A very good special team player. He didn't last long, a couple of years, and then he was let loose along with a couple of other guys from the Super Bowl team, and he went to the Patriots because Cleve Rush, the offensive coordinator from the Jets Super Bowl team, had moved on to become the head coach of the New England Patriots. So he and Bake Turner, who was a backup wide receiver and a special teams player as well. And they had traded Mike Tolliver, who was Joe's backup, before they got Babe Parilli. They traded him to the Patriots too. So a bunch of Jets who went to New England. But yeah, Rademacher was, if you watch Super Bowl III, Rademacher is in on a lot of special teams tackles. I mean, that's okay. When I watch it, that's the kind of minutia that I'm looking at to see who was there. You know, who was making the plays. So anyway,
I like that. By the way, one last shout out to Dexter McDougal. A couple years ago, who didn't really do anything with the Jets, but I just remember him out of Maryland. So
it's a good name,
Dexter McDougal. Yeah, great name. Yeah, it's phenomenal. As far as I'm concerned, that's great. All right, let's get to 78. 78 ends up being the number, by the way, so we gone through these. David Bailey has 31, Kenyon Sadiq 16, Omar Cooper Jr. 83, D'Angelo Ponce 23. Now we go to Darrell Jackson Jr., our fourth-round pick out of Florida State. He has
got to be a number a lot of defensive tackles have had before him.
I would imagine so. And also shout out perhaps the greatest person to wear 78, Craig Mechanics in our audience. 78's a good number. That was his number. Okay, Craig Mechanics obviously is on this Pro Football Reference list I'm looking at, I'm sure.
Craig, you're memorable.
Yes, very. Oh, yeah. There's some interesting names on this list. So we got Leger Duzable. Okay, shout out to Leger. Yeah. He was on this. Ryan Clady.
As a football player, he's a good announcer.
He is a good announcer. He does some broadcasting, podcasting, a little bit of everything. Well, when DeBrickashaw Ferguson retired, the Jets were in a scramble to find a left tackle. They traded for Ryan Clady. That was an epic disaster.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. They got him from Denver, right?
That's correct. Absolutely. You nailed it. We had Jonathan Harrison, and his parents spelled the name Jonathan as uniquely as I've ever seen a parent spell their son's name of a common first name to something else. It was spelled Jonothan, which was very unique, for lack of a better word. So he had it. Wayne Hunter wore this number. Morgan Moses wore this number more recently. Lakin Tomlinson wore this number. So yeah, there's some hog mollies. I see some trench warfare on the other side of the line. I see a bunch of offensive linemen here, but obviously there's a few defensive linemen sprinkled in. Jim Harris. Are you a Jim Harris guy?
Yeah, Jim Harris was he was a 60s guy. Always overweight. And that's why he never really made it in pro football. He just couldn't keep his weight down.
That's all right. We've all been there. So, and Jay Tufele. How could I forget? Jay Tufele, of course. Yeah. Of 78 fame. Oh, come on. Now let's get to the greatness here.
Oh, by the way, isn't Tufele, isn't he still on the 90 man?
Not for the Jets, no. I believe he was a free agent. He signed elsewhere.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yep, he exited stage left.
He had his moments in preseason against Green Bay.
Did. Preseason hero. I was ready to build him a statue. Yeah, for sure. But not quite the case. 10. Come on. What a great number choice here for Cade Klubnik. One of my favorite number choices of anybody of the rookies that picked a number. Our Clemson quarterback, Cade Klubnik, picked the number 10, which, come on. I mean, there's wide receivers that wear this number. There are quarterbacks in their history. The first one is Chad Pennington, right?
Yeah. Oh, sure. But Klubnik's number in college was 3?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 2. It was 2. I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously, our backup quarterback who wore number 2 is no longer
That's
on
true.
the
Tyrod's
team.
gone.
So I wonder why he didn't want to keep his college number. But anyway,
That's a good point. I don't know, but I like the 10 a lot better than 2. Zach Wilson had 2. Let's mix it up. We have what was it, some sort of holiday or something recently? What's a recent holiday that just happened here, Bob?
for me, it was Passover.
Passover. Okay, yeah, maybe that's why I got this gift. So maybe it was Passover for me. But I've got this jersey frame that's close to me because I'm switching out some. We're sort of moving around the office. I've got a from way back in the day an autographed Santonio Holmes jersey. So I have
Oh,
that
yeah.
in my ethos. I got a Garrett Wilson autographed jersey over here. So I have some autographed stuff, which is quite nice. But yeah, so a 10 shout out to Santonio Holmes. Right there, you go. Show some love there.
I wish he would have had a longer career with us.
Me too. It only lasted like 4 seasons, so
Yeah,
that was brief. Chad Pennington, there's some that I like. This is a nostalgic trip and it's fun, but there's some that's terrible. Alan Lazard, whoa, disgusting. I hate Alan Lazard. Oh, that was just absolutely awful. He seemed like a nice guy when I met him, but yikes. Yeah, that's
for
terrible.
a guy who put up such gaudy numbers with Rodgers in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Wow, was he a disappointment when he came here? And we signed him to entice Aaron Rodgers to sign here. So you would have thought there was a connection of some sort between the two. And boy, it was like a fuse box that had gone bad.
Yeah, and I see some people are saying it. Yeah, JoJo, Pat Ryan, all-time great.
Yeah, he had a great arm.
Yeah,
I love the way he threw the ball.
Yeah. Pat Ryan, yes, wonderful. So some shout out here.
But Chad, I think Chad gets the nod here.
No, I would definitely give it to Chad, and I'd give it to Chad. But who else was on this list I was going to give a shout out to? This is like painful for Jet fans from 11 years ago when we would have made the playoffs. Kenbrell Tompkins dropped that touchdown pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick with like 30 seconds left in the game against Buffalo. We would have won that game. We would have punched our ticket to the playoffs, and who knows what would have happened. So Kenbrell Tompkins, unfortunately. Braxton Berrios is on this list. Oh, boy. Wow. Jermaine Kearse is on this list. We had some random people in here.
I don't know what Braxton Berrios's biggest sorrow was, leaving the Jets or losing his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, the supermodel girlfriend. That is unfortunate. Yeah. You know what they say, Bob. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh, and that's one of those kind of situations.
To take away a lot.
Apparently so. That's for sure. All right, we got 2 more rookies to get through. It's Inez Cooper. This is our New York Jets new offensive lineman, formerly in Miami, wearing 72. It's got to be Michael Clemens for Indy Jets, right? Michael Clemens, baby.
Well, it's kind of down the list for me. The first guys that come to mind, Chris Ward, who was their offensive tackle in the Walt Michaels era, and it was pretty good.
78, 83,
famously, he got into a skirmish with Lyle Alzado. Lyle Alzado didn't like the fact he was being held, and he went after him, took off his helmet, and started swinging it at Chris Ward. He was a good offensive tackle. But in my heart, 72 is always the Jets defensive tackle, Paul Rochester from the Super Bowl team.
Ooh, nice.
A funny as hell guy.
Yeah,
I'll tell you a short anecdote for him. Yeah. He was a defensive tackle.
Okay.
And in 1963, they had gotten him from Kansas City, and the Jets offensive tackles got hurt. And so Weeb was yelling on the sidelines, anybody here that can play offensive tackle? And Rochester probably had played it, in the streets or something. He said, I guess I can. So he goes out and he plays offensive tackle, and like the first three plays from scrimmage, the defensive lineman just runs right by him. He just was awful. But he was a good defensive tackle. And best of all, Paul Rochester taught the young defensive linemen, Verlin Biggs, Jerry Philbin, and John Elliott, how to play the defensive line. He was instrumental. He's like having literally a coach on the field. And a guy was funny as heck. He was really
I love that story. Obviously, one a lot of Jet fans will know. What about old Jason Ferguson, baby? He was during an elite time for the New York Jets. I don't know how many people are going to remember this one, but Laurent Duvernay Tardif who he traded for with the Chiefs. He's a doctor and a football player at the same time. So he sort of balanced both of those roles.
Go back to Jason Ferguson. He was what, a lineman for them in those days?
Yes. Jason Ferguson was here from 1997 through 2004, and he's a defensive tackle, nose tackle. And here's a cool nugget. Rich Samini shared this on the Jets Collective podcast yesterday. Rich says, I don't know why I have a fascination with these weird things, but I looked this up. Jason Ferguson, has the highest winning percentage of any Jets player in franchise history. And he minimum 100 games played. So, like, who was sort of around the Jets with the most winning? And Rich Samini looked it up, and it was Jason Ferguson, which makes sense. 97, Bill Parcells came in, and then you ride that out through 2004. The Jets had an AFC East title in there. They had the 98 run in there. They had a couple of playoff appearances. So, yeah, Jason Ferguson is the winningest player in Jets franchise history. Weird.
By the way, your buddy Nick Ferrier wrote a column about this very situation that we're talking about today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Shout out to Nick. Nick's got a great
We got one left.
Yes, we have one left. By the way, I'm looking through. Yeah, you mentioned Paul Rochester. He was the other one that I was going to mention, which, by the way, Chris Ward also wore temporarily that number.
Yeah,
yep. Yep. So that's a cool shout out again, Michael Clements, obviously, for our guy Indy, obviously.
Yes, in honor of Indy, because everybody's giving Indy something. We'll give Indy that one.
There you go. I think that's a good place to go. We go to our final player here. It is VJ Payne, the 7th round pick safety, wearing a number 34. There's a lot of 34 history in the NFL, like Walter Payton or something. But
Johnny Hector,
who jumps at the
Johnny Hector.
Ooh, okay. I like that one. That one's good. Let me look through here. Justin Hardy had this with the Jets. Johnny Hector, you mentioned. He makes it. Cedric Houston, Lamont Jordan for the Jets. Dwight Lowry. I love Dwight Lowry when he played here. Kene Nwanwu. He currently wears that number for the Jets, although he may have just made a recent jersey change. I'll have to double check that on the Jets roster sheet when that comes out. But yeah, there's a match patch of people in here.
Yeah, the Jets' big disappointment, Lee White, was 34. He was supposed to replace Matt Snell as their fullback, and he just fell on his face.
Yeah, so there you go. A nice little trip down memory lane.
Yeah,
it is. Mix of stories and whatnot. Yeah, so that's some great stuff there. All right, Bob, a couple of things here. So I interviewed yesterday former New York Jets quarterback Chris Streveler. He's now retired at 31.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get a chance to watch your interview, yes.
That's all right. You could watch it at a different time. But here's the crazy thing that happened. So we talk about a lot of stuff, and people were asking questions live. And Chris Streveler says, man, I got to get up to a Jets game. Like, boy, it's been a while. And I'm like, well, we've got this tailgate thing coming up. Not sure if you're interested. He said, sounds great. Let me know. And in my head at that moment of time, I paused time. I'm like, I was Adam Sandler from the movie Click, and I go, pause. And I'm like, is he just saying this because we're on an interview together and that makes sense to say, or is he being serious? So we do the rest of the interview. We get off air, and I say, hey, Chris, that's awesome. Hey, by the way, were you serious about the tailgate thing? Because I'm serious that we would love to have you. And he says, hey, man, if it fits my schedule, I'm in. So, folks, we already have right now an early sign-up sheet in our YouTube description down below for our tailgate. We don't know what game it's going to be. We don't know what time kickoff is. We don't know when it's going to be on the calendar. There's a lot of things we don't know. And yet over 60 of you have already signed up for this tailgate, which is tremendous. There's a chance apparently that Chris Streveler could join our tailgate. What a bizarre Chris Streveler. Like, people are going to walk by and go, wait, what the hell is he doing here?
I mean, to me, it would be an unbelievable experience to sit next to a guy who's played professional quarterback and just pick his brain as to what he sees, as he's watching the game with you.
Because to me, it was just cool to even do the interview. So to your point, to sit next to him would be great.
Well,
he was talking about quarterback development and things he saw. And I'm like, wow, that's fascinating. So folks, I'm not going to promote it like it's a thing. I don't know if it will be. What I will do is, as soon as we find out the schedule, which I'm hearing is coming at the latter part of next week, we'll see if that's official. But yeah, it would be amazing if Chris Streveler, of all people, we're doing a tailgate. We have retired former Jets quarterback Chris Streveler at this thing. So we will keep you guys posted. I'm going to try to check and see if it matches his schedule. He was a really cool guy. Shout out to him during the interview. He's been messaging me ever since the interview, and he really enjoyed it. So that's great. So TBD.
You are addictive, BG. You are addictive.
It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, makes a lot of sense. Oh, wait. So we have a call out to you, and we have other super chats, which we'll get to in a second. But NC Green has a super chat for you, Bob Lederer.
Wow.
$2 super chat here from NC Green, who says, Bob, no excuses this year. We watch you at the tailgate and the game. Your response is what?
Wow, you guys are putting on the heat. I mean, you're talking about, and I'm not saying this to put out my tin cup, but you're talking about traveling to New York for the weekend.
Yeah.
Finding my way to the stadium, finding my way to, what is it, Section 5 or something you were mentioning?
It depends. We don't know that what
it was fascinating.
Yes,
you said you did the whole thing in a hole last year.
Yeah. So here, I'll explain that story real quick. So, I had never hosted a tailgate before. I've gone to other people's tickets, but I've never hosted it myself. So what you have to do is say, well, where in the parking lot are you going to do it? And I'm looking at the MetLife parking lot map, and I'm trying to make sure I don't step on anyone's toes. There's some tailgates have been around forever. So I just go, you know what? D1 people, we'll see you in D1. And from everything I understood, that all looked good. And then Paul rolls up on Sunday morning, October 5th. Oh my goodness, where D1 was is a crater in the Earth's surface. There is no D1.
The whole thing.
Actually, I believe it was D1, D2, and D3 are all in this crater. There's just a massive hole with a big fence around it. And I go, oh dear God.
What were they doing there, Paul?
I have no idea. Some level of construction, I guess, but for what? I'm not sure. But it was just a massive crater. And I stood there and just stared into the dark abyss. I have gathered 60 people here to meet, but they certainly can't meet in that hole. So I have to call. I'm a quarterback. I'm getting back to the line of scrimmage. Wait a second. Red, 54. I'm calling an audible. I'm trying to move the tailgate live. People are driving up, getting confused. Wait, we can't party in the hole. I'm like, no, don't worry about the hole. Wait, it's over here. So it was a disaster. However, we were able to recover very quickly. It took about 15 minutes of sort of reorganizing things, and we ended up partying in D7. So I believe D7 is our new permanent home. Our new forever home. But yes, it was originally scheduled apparently in a hole because I'm an idiot.
So in Jets lore, D1 was the Polo Grounds.
Sure.
And D7 was MetLife Stadium. Yeah.
So Bob, are you coming? That's what NC Green's asking.
We'll see. Actually, I am hoping to get when they play the Bears here next year.
Okay.
You know, we'll see. I mean, I could easily fly into New York. I have two boys who live in New York, so I've got
great. You got lodging.
I got a place to stay. I got to figure out, how I would get to MetLife. I guess you go to Penn Station and you take the train to the bus and that sort of thing. But then, how do I find D7? That's one of the things that has irked me.
There's signs,
and then the cost of the ticket. And I got to make sure I have really good binoculars because unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be sitting, on the 50-yard line at field level. So
probably not, but I don't think you'll have a problem seeing. So when I did, this is not this year, so that would be 2 years ago. When I did a tailgate where I joined someone else, we were next to God. We were on the last row of MetLife Stadium looking down, and I got to see some of the action. But if I turned around and went knock, 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 I was hitting the cinder block that's on the top of the stadium, and Jesus and God were next to me as we were watching this thing.
That was
last year. We were in the 200s, and that we were in the second bowl, and those to me were phenomenal seats. But I'm open to interpretation.
How many rows back?
I can't remember. I have no idea. But it was something like
my first experience going to a Jets game as a kid, only experience. I sat in the last row at Shea Stadium, and watched the Jets play Kansas City, and I didn't care. I didn't care that it was freezing cold. First time I went to a game, and the whole experience was just fantastic.
Yeah, so it to me it was great. It's good to be with people, and I think that's the most important part. It was cool to be there and to be. I think the 200s were much better to me than the 300. So we'll see. That part's a little TBD based on ticket availability, what game we pick, and all that other jazz. But hopefully we'll have a lot of those details back. So yes, we will try to be back in D7. That's my goal, and hopefully that could be where it
NC
is.
Green, thank you for your sentiment. I really appreciate it.
Very nice. We've got more sentiment coming from the audience. A couple of super chats coming in here. Let's go to number one Austrian Jets fan with a $2 Euro super chat.
Wow.
Absolutely. Shout out to Champ Chef Kev Gilbert. Of course, he won Jake Asman's Asmaniac Madness. And if I haven't said this already, of course, Chef Kev is back for the tailgate. He'll be cooking the food. We're running back the menu. We have a business call set up for next week to try to set up some of those details of the food elements and figuring out this, that, or the other price and all that other jazz. So we'll get back to you guys on that, and that'll be a key piece. And then Jet schedule comes out, and hopefully we'll be able to come together very quickly. So appreciate that shout out for the champ. The champ is here, Chef Kevin Gilbert. That's beautiful. All right, we have another super chat coming in. Oh, yes, Bob. This is your first time getting to see this, so let's hit it.
Wow.
All right, Bob.
I heard your introduction to the Voodoo doll the other day, and I did send a message to Bobby Jr. saying, "Hey, you have to call in today and comment about the Voodoo doll." So we'll see.
So yeah, let's. So Spinmax Dave sends in a $5 super chat. He says, "Please play the Voodoo doll music again." LOL.
But I saw where you were putting the pins, and the real opportunity, I think, is in the arms and in the legs.
That's where I thought the fans are the one that voted on a different.
Come on. I mean,
that was a little messed up.
We're not going to the Netherlands to.
I hope not. Like that
to do voodoo on a player. I mean, we're not wishing prostate cancer on somebody.
I hope not. I just I thought that was a little
just
savage.
Achilles here and a biceps there and
that got very dark very quickly. I was like, you people are sick, unfortunately. But
I think you need better voodoo music. I'm going to try to find you something.
Oh, you don't like this voodoo?
I thought it was okay.
Okay,
I heard
here
you
it
got
is.
it from Scooby-Doo, and my immediate reaction was, "Come on, we got to do better than Scooby-Doo." But
okay, here it is.
Anyway, I think some Dracula music would be very effective.
And here is that voodoo doll, people. For those that missed it, here you go. Here it is. Here he is. Here's little Bobby Jr. A little cute and very creepy button, weird little hair that's going on here. I mean, this is a creepy little guy. Hey, all right, Bob, you can do
what
the
number?
honors.
What number has he got? Does he have a number?
No number. He's black on the back. No number.
Okay.
But Bob, all right, we
can move the numbers around from week to week if anybody's getting too hot.
Oh yes, we'll do what is necessary. Okay, so Bob, we have another skull push pin. I'm removing the tip. Okay, you tell me where we're stabbing this thing. Where next?
It's preseason. Let's just do it in the back.
Okay, the back. Nice. Let's get that right in there. There you go.
Not near
right
the spine, but not near the spine, but in the back.
Okay, I'll slightly move it.
We're not status. We're not looking for.
Okay. I got it more in the shoulder. That first one, I'm not going to be honest.
Shoulder.
That definitely severed the spine.
Shoulder tightness. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Little guy. Okay, beautiful. Okay, cut off the voodoo.
If Bobby Jr. calls in, we have to ask him where the appropriate pin.
And how does he feel about it? And again, this beautiful.
I don't know. I just think
Medusa.
I just think he's too excited about the jersey that he's been promised. So
yeah, I'm sure he's going to love it.
The fact that he's willing to wear it, and I'm going to make sure he wears it.
Yeah,
I want him to wear it around town. Going out, going to the grocery store with his wife, and buying stuff, and having people say, "Why are you wearing that?" Let him give the answer.
100%. So we're working on the specific requests. Bobby Jr. wants a certain color, certain size. So we're working on that behind the scenes to speed along that process. So
it can't be a huge demand right now for Jets sauce jerseys.
Yeah,
But
there's a huge search for how many of these bastards are left, but we'll try to make sure we get that for Bobby Jr. here in the near future. So, Spin Max Dave, thank you for the inclusion of the Voodoo doll back on the show, and good for Bob to get a piece of that action. And look at this, Jake Asman's in here. Shout out to Jake. Gosh darn Asman here on the show. Beautiful.
Wow.
Friday morning Bob Lederer. Does it get any better? Yes.
no, if you don't mind me saying, the answer,
Yeah.
Jake, is no. It doesn't
Right.
get any better.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait, does it get any better? Wouldn't it be like, no, it doesn't get any, like if you
That's
say
right.
yes, it gets better.
Come on,
Like,
Jake. You either like it or you don't.
yeah, I feel like I'm not sure if the execution
He
on this,
likes
unless,
it, but he's not sure if there isn't something better.
yeah, right, yeah, this indicates a different level here. But I appreciate the super chat. Jake Asman now has 3 raffle tickets to our contest. So beautiful here. It's been quite a show so far, Bob. We've unpacked jersey numbers, voodoo dolls, players getting cut that people
And
didn't
it's
even know were on
only
the
going to
team.
get better.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will here on the program. This has been quite a time. So excellent. All right, I see we have more super chats. So let me catch up on these. All right, our next super chat here, I believe, is from EZ. Ah, yes, here it is. All right, another super chat. Every time I get a super chat here from my daughter, Zariah Luna.
Wow.
EZ with the $5 super chat says, Voodoo is bad juju. I need to put that on a t-shirt. Wish ill and it come back threefold. You could further curse the Jets. Do you think that's, is it possible for the Jets to be any more cursed than they are, Bob?
I can't see how, but
I can't either.
Again, I've always bought into the argument that Joe Namath sold his soul to the devil so the Jets could win that Super Bowl.
Yeah. So if we're messing around with voodoo dolls, and I'm in the right ballpark to work with the devils and demons that are out there in the universe to try to flip things around. So I'm just trying to help.
I think you're going to get a message while you're sleeping one night, and it's going to tell you if you're on the right path or the wrong path.
I think you could be onto something. I just don't know if the Jets, with all due respect to ourselves, I just don't think it could get worse. But
yeah,
maybe,
just don't bring it to Jets practice. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, someone asked to bring it to the tailgate. I'm like, oh, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, no.
Like because
there will be car accidents and
right. There could be terrible things.
Somebody will fall into the pit at D1, and
yeah,
it could be ugly.
It would be one thing if the Jets played the Colts. That'd be a funny voodoo doll thing, but we don't play the Colts this year. So, like, I think this is just a better at-home item. I don't think we should bring little Bobby on the road. I don't think so. But I appreciate the honest feedback here, Easy. I appreciate the honest feedback out there in the audience, which let's give 2 plugs here with everything that's going on here. First off, all your raffle tickets. Thank you guys so much. So many people have gifted super chats and memberships. Shout out to NC Green, Chubb for Club, Cisco Lopez, Indy Jets, Nanga Iboko, Spin Max Dave, Austrian Jet Fan, NC Green, Jake Asman, Easy, and I have a Philly Noodle shout out I'll do in just a second. So thank you guys. That helps support the show. Appreciate it. Here are the items that we're giving away on June 1st. So all your raffle tickets throughout the month of May makes you eligible. Funko Papa Garrett Wilson, New York Jets polo, and a cream/Kelly green, both colors involved, sideline historic Jets hat, which I like. That's over there on the table. Very nice. So make sure you guys do that. And our sign-up sheet is down in the YouTube description down below. Again, we don't know who the hell the Jets are playing for our game we're going to. We don't know what time that game will be or time of year. Is it September? Is it October? When is it? We don't know. However, tickets are going fast. We will only have 100 tailgate tickets, and already, I think I did the math right before the show, we're at 64 tickets accounted for, so we are running out of spots. It looks like this thing is going to be a sellout, which is incredible, so thank you, everybody. But if you do want to join our tailgate and you don't want to miss out, I highly recommend in our YouTube description, you'll see it in all caps, early sign-up sheet. Click that. Give your name. Are you interested in going to the game with us? If so, yes or no, and how many tickets you would need. Do you want to tailgate with us? Again, there's a ticket price for that, for food, drink, and all that jazz. Yes or no, how many tickets do you need? And a contact, an email for you so I can reach back out to you once we know prices and everything. Again, it's first come, first serve. This is a non-binding contract. Just because you sign up on the Google Sheet does not mean you have to go, but it does reserve a spot if you want to go, and I will go in chronological order and go down the list and ask you guys in order if you guys want to go once we know the prices. So feel free to sign up down there. And if for some reason the Google Doc is not working for you, here is my email. Reach out. Several people have chosen that option, and I will fill it out for you. That is Paul A. Esden Jr. at gmail.com. PaulAESDENJR@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out. If you're an audio-only listener, you listen on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or replay the show, feel free to reach out. We'll put you on the list before the spots are out. So if you think even remotely you might want to go to the game and party with us, and maybe Chris Dreffler apparently, then make sure you guys send in your information ASAP so we can get you on the list, because, man, spots are running out quick, and that's cool. I couldn't believe it. We're already, here's just some context here about, we're already at the numbers from last year right now in 3 days from this. So I think this thing's going to be a sellout, which will be amazing. I can't wait.
I know you got a limit on as far as the barbecue,
Yeah,
but
that's correct.
is there a limit as to how many tickets you can buy?
So no, but if everyone wants to sit together, there's a limit from the gods in terms of that. I believe we have, what's that, 25 rows to a section. My math may be terrible there, but and certain parts are reserved for people that buy group tickets. So yes, eventually there's a limit from that perspective. I mean, we could all go to the game, I guess, if people go in different places. So that's another thing of why.
I think everybody more or less probably wants to sit, with somebody
Which I would
else
say
from the group. Yeah.
And yes, and if I looked at my list correctly before the show, we have over 50 tickets committed, game tickets. So 60 plus on the tailgate, 50 plus on the game so far, which is amazing. So keep them coming, everybody. And like I said, as soon as we know price and the game is picked, which again, I believe the schedule comes out next week. It's not an official date, but I'm just hearing some whispers about it.
When the season ended last year, a lot of season ticket holders, I know some, had opted not to renew.
I don't blame them.
Now with the draft that they've had and the excitement,
they're back
from the players. Yeah, you'll have a lot of people who are probably going to say, "Hey, well, maybe I should reconsider."
100%. So we'll see. So people keep reaching out and enjoy. Philly Noodles, or Professor Philly Doodles.
Wow.
Interesting request. A member for 22 months on the channel. Thanks for all the support, buddy. He says, is Chef Kevin Gilbert willing to saute the Danny Dimes picture I gave him? LOL. I don't know if that will ruin the cooking equipment for the rest of the tailgate, but he says he carries it close to him. So Philly, it was obviously a sweet gift. And that's another good reminder. We will do another restaurant takeover where we go to Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant the night before. But obviously I don't know the date of our game, so I don't want to have a pre-sign up sheet for that.
Mm-hmm.
That'll come later once we know the game officially, and I can book that date officially with Chef Kevin Gilbert, which basically means if you guys can't go to the game, something's going on in your life. Like, for instance, Snowball, his anniversary was last year, so he couldn't go to the game, but he was able to go to the restaurant takeover the night before and party with us. So if you're in the area locally, that'll be something to pay attention to down the line. I'll make sure it's clear here on Boy Green Daily, the opportunities you guys will have, and we'll have a lot of promotion for it. But that'll be coming down the line. So it'll be a whole weekend takeover. I'll probably be coming in on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. We'll be there for that event, and then the game, if the game's on Sunday, which I would assume it will be. We'll see what happens. I don't know how many primetime games the Jets are going to have this year, folks. Not exactly certain.
That's going to be interesting to see what the networks think.
Yeah. With Aaron Glenn, maybe he's got more love in the draft they just had.
And what the NFL thinks. We've heard a lot of hubbub. I think even you yesterday were talking about how the other NFL franchises were kind of gushing over what kind of a draft the Jets
apparently
have.
We'll see what that means in terms of schedule, right? Does that change anything from that perspective? And the last plug is this: if you guys have not checked it out, make sure you guys do it at some point. Chris Dreffler interview was 50 minutes. I didn't know it was going to be that long, but shout out to Chris for the generosity with his time. Check out that in the live interview section. It's also in the Boy Green playlist section. That is terrific. So that interview is awesome. So guys, make sure you guys check it out. All right, Bob, is there anything else you wanted to get to before we get to the fans?
No, let's get to the fans.
There we go. A man of the people. We'll be right back. Let's go.
1, 2, 3. Whoa!
On the steep and special team on Jets football, we're
Let's go, everybody. I'm Paul Eston Jr. That is Bob Lederer, the author of this wonderful book, Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football. And make sure you guys go purchase that. You can get that wherever books are sold, specifically on Amazon. Make sure you guys hit that up for the remaining copies that exist out there in the universe and buy them. It's good for gifts and good just in general. If you're a Jets fan, Bob has said this before, learning the history of your team is like, you should know the history of your team. If you're just a fan that's younger and you know about like the 2010s or something the last 15 years or something of that nature, you should know the team. I always wanted to know the history of the team, and I have that book behind me. I've read it, and I plan on reading it several more times. I plan on letting my kids read it and getting to there at some point so they can learn the history of this team that they're going to be diehard fans for the rest of their life. So Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team.
And I have to tell you, I wrote the book in 2017, really. It got published in 2018.
Yeah.
I reread it now and then, certain chapters and that sort of thing. And I'm reminded of things that I wrote that I've already forgotten. And in fact, I'm happy to announce today, I mentioned this to Paul yesterday, that there have been fans who have requested that we try to get some of the Super Bowl Jets here on Boy Green Daily. And I reached out to one of them this week who said, sure, let's pick a Friday and let's do it. So I'm excited about that possibility and about some subsequent players that we can get on because I think you'll be fascinated by the guys. And I was writing a letter yesterday because I'm on a never-ending quest to try to get the book turned into either a documentary or into a film.
Especially because, I don't know, did you see your buddy, oh my God, his name's escaped me, Gary Myers, good Lord. His Giants book he just wrote is getting turned into a documentary special, and they're down in North Carolina right now, and Giants legends are flying in like every other weekend, and they're doing dinners and interviews he's doing basically what it seems like you want to do for this book, which is great.
Well, let me give you an idea. What I did yesterday, I went on AI. I went on one of the, it's called Claude.ai.
Okay. I've never heard that.
I told him the idea of the book. And of course, I know this to be the fact. The AI normally exudes super confidence in every idea that you
Why
have.
not? Yeah, sure.
But let me just read you what it said is what I should be selling. They said, this is not another Namath documentary. The emotional engine is something far more interesting. What did it feel like to be part of the most consequential upset in sports history, but lose all control and have your untold unique stories and perspectives all but dispatched to the dustbin of pro football history for a half century? While the best efforts in winning Super Bowl III helped make their teammate and superstar quarterback Joe Namath an immortal, their own standout roles quietly faded. The story connects to themes that travel far beyond football: memories, joy, mortality, sacrifices, and the way media and history has reduced collective achievements to a single face.
Wow. That's very moving.
I didn't write that. The AI wrote that. And I made a couple of changes, but I think that really is very powerful.
You seem inspired, Bob, so that's great. I would love to promote that and watch it and enjoy it. So yeah, let's see
if we can do that. So I'm starting. I've tried this a couple of different ways, a couple of different times, and I'm going to start this now, and hopefully we can get something done. Look, the 60th anniversary is only 3 years away.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It would be cool to start getting this ball moving. So for 60th, that'd be a great promotion, both for you, the documentary, and for all the people.
If I'm still alive in 3 years.
That's the spirit, Bob.
I'm like the players. The players are in their late 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
We got
to get going here. Yeah.
That's the other point in the letter. They're not, their mortality is a reality. Unfortunately, as we saw when Matt Snell passed away, you have guys who were here and now they're no longer here.
Yeah.
So if you want to have something that really gets into what was going on inside that team,
yes,
beyond more than Joe. And again, I always stress to people, I love Joe.
Yeah.
He was that he stirred the drink. He was the difference maker that Super Bowl Sunday, along with Matt Snell. But if the other guys on that team didn't play the game of their lives that day,
right,
the Jets would not have won, and the history of pro football would have completely changed.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So,
hey, let's see if we can get the ball rolling. Any help we could do on that would be spectacular. I think that's a great idea. And like I said, I'm really getting a kick of how much Gary Myers, for his Giants version that he's doing, he is like giddy every night, tweeting out pictures of like, look at everyone at the dinner table because they're having they're hosting these players for like days at a time and doing rounds of interviews.
And they have a great history.
They do, absolutely. But the Jets have a special history.
We won a Super Bowl first.
We did. Hop on Pop jumps in to say, Bob, I'll need another autographed copy of your wonderful book for the Wounded Warrior raffles.
We'll make that happen. We'll be in touch. Hop on Pop.
We absolutely. So can't wait. So we'll have more details on the Hop on Pop Wounded Warrior money raffle. We'll be doing that in due time. All right, kick us off here, Bob.
I keep comparing him to Mitch Miller, but let's talk to Lawrence Welk Jr.
Welcome to the show. We like to have a little bouncy beat. This is the next poker hit for all you kids, and we'll love it.
Welcome to the show here.
That's really good and right impromptu like that.
I just needed some bubbles behind me, and then it would have worked perfect.
It would have been nice. What's up, Hep?
Oh, I was thinking about this thing, but Bob's talking about making a documentary. I guess a lot of it would have to be similar to the Ken Burns type of thing with the people that have passed. You get
but I have all these tapes that I did with these players, and I have written agreements that allows me to use their tapes as I see fit. So, Matt Snell isn't here anymore, but I can make Matt Snell come alive behind obviously a still frame of him in action and what he said and felt. And that's just one guy, multiply that by 35 or 40 others that told me great inside stories.
Yeah. Well, now that Paul is good friends with Rich Eisen, I think Rich might be able to get that green lit. Yeah, because he's a big Jet fan. You know that. Everybody knows.
He's got a lot of connections. That's true.
He's got connections, and maybe he'd like to see that made. Have you ever sent a book to Rich Eisen, Bob?
Twice.
You did? Okay.
Never heard a word.
Okay,
I was really surprised that neither he nor Mike Greenberg ever responded back in any way.
I think we're both like in my head because I don't know that I've done an interview multiple times with Mike. I'm very blessed for that. And Rich, I just met, but they seem like the kind of people that not only would respond, but would have you on their programs. Like Greeny has his radio show.
Frankly, of course, that's what I thought. That's what I hoped to have happen.
Yes, of course.
But
I'm wondering if they even got the book because a lot of these things get lost in the.
They have all these layers of people.
Yeah, with Green, with Eisen, I sent it right to his studio because it was easy to find out where he was, working from, and he still works from there on the coast. Yeah. And for Mike, they had just moved into new studios. And on the west side of Manhattan. So I sent one to headquarters and I sent one to the west side of Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. So Bob, to get you to come to Tailgate, I mean, it's going to be a bit of it'll cost you what, like $1,000 between the tickets and everything. So I wonder.
I have to endure my two sons for the weekend.
That's the real price.
Spending a whole weekend with Bobby Jr. Imagine
that is an unnamed price that was not factored into your grant that you just talked about. Yes,
I'm wondering if you can get. You probably would want to come with Bobby Jr.
I don't know if he would come.
What? Family around here. What do you mean you don't know if he'd come?
They're going to be playing the Colts that day, doing somewhere. And I know he's going to want to watch that unless they're playing Monday night. If the Colts are playing Monday night or Thursday night, then he might be open to it. But I would think.
Okay. I was thinking if the coffee club was able to get you a ticket, if that would make it easier for you.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's very gracious, of you. And yes, it would help. But let's see what happens.
TBD. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
thanks,
thank you. That's it. First of all, thank you. That's a great compliment, and so were your other comments. We'll see what happens. I'd love to meet you and all the gang. It would be a lot of fun, especially looking up at you guys, and because you're all way bigger than me.
Will you be looking down at me?
And I'll look down at Paul,
Yeah.
but I'll be looking up at everybody else.
Maybe. Hep,
We
you're
have
the
to bring
best.
some chairs this year. Bring some
Yeah.
chairs.
Paul, do you come around? Yeah, do you travel around with a chair or just some
Well, this year
ladder
we
or
will
something?
be.
Yeah, we
didn't
should.
learn
Well,
last year.
yeah. See, exactly what Hep just said. Hosting a tailgate. There's a lot of things I tried to think about. It was very important to me for it to be great. I didn't want to just show up and say I don't care if anyone enjoys it or not. Like it was very important to me, so I over critically analyzed like every step I could. But there's some things that you miss. For instance, the seating. So I think that's going to be a BYOC situation. Bring your own chair, because where the hell am I shoving all these chairs? However, for all the people though that are standing around and stuff, there's no seating. We're just in a parking lot. Unless you just, I saw a few people did this. They opened up their trunks if they have that kind of car and sat in the trunk and let the lifting trunk just.
Yeah,
Sort of
I mean,
be like
the other
roof.
thing, that I would love to consider is, whether somebody could, let me piggyback on them and drive in their car.
That'll save you on the parking pass. And I would imagine that, like right now, Bob, and I'm seeing, thank you, there's even more people jumping on. So we're about to reach 70 tailgate tickets. You're telling me not one of the 70 people have one spot in the car to bring you over, which again would save you on the gas, sure, but the ticket, the parking pass, which again will be available later for people to purchase, because you have to pay to get your car in there. So yes, that would help. I'm sure someone's. I don't want to speak for anybody, but I'm sure someone is gonna be available.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a great
Thank you.
weekend.
There you go. Wow, we got a lot of callers here, so let's keep rolling here. But let's go to this guy, because I need to see if this is real. So I've received an email from Easy with his beautiful Joe Klecko jersey behind him, and I've received an email that says Easy says put you down. So Easy, I will ask you what I already responded to your email with. Do you want to be down for a game ticket and a tailgate ticket? One or the other? What is it?
The full Monty.
Okay. Easy. We're putting you on the list. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Easy.
I have that Sabbath band. Oh, by the way, good Sabbath.
Yeah. Yeah. And same to you. So, wow, Easy. We're putting you down for the tailgate. This is exciting. And I love the harmonica.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, there you go.
Shabbat. Yeah, there's a song that Black Sabbath does called "The Wizard."
Okay.
And it's one of the two songs Ozzy plays harmonica on. So I got this harmonica, and I don't think it's the right key. This one's for D. I looked it up. It said get a D harmonica, and it's just not doing it. I don't know if you've heard the song. It starts out. Can you
do that on the harmonica?
I've been trying it.
All
but
right,
it's
give
not
it to
the
us.
right note.
Let's hear it.
I just can't
I
get
gotta
it.
tell you, Easy.
I don't think I have the right harmonica for it.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. So when I was at the draft, Brett Michaels, I put it up on YouTube. You guys could go listen to the YouTube short. Brett Michaels, when he's like, your mama don't dance, but oh my God, my brain's like folding right now.
And your daddy don't rock and roll.
Yes, right. There it is. Yeah. Like, oh my God, I just had a brain lapse. That's embarrassing. Right. But no, so he pulled out the harmonica and he was going crazy with the microphone. And I'm like, how do people play the harmonica? How do you know which blowhole and live with a crap? Like, man,
the little one has 10 holes. The low notes are on this side. The high notes are on this side. Okay. But it's like, it's a breathe in and out thing. So the same hole is.
Wow,
so it's
cool.
kind of a thing.
Don't you have to vary your breaths also in combination with that?
Well, there's a lot of like breathing techniques. Like I'm new at this. I mean, I just got this about a month ago, so I'm no harmonica player. I mess around with it every now and then, but it's not a big deal. I just figured I'd do it so we could do the song "The Wizard" because I like the song. But if not, I'll do it without the harmonica, or I'll just tell the crowd, look, I don't know really what the hell I'm doing. I'm just going to give it a shot.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Right. Well, Easy, it's going to be great to have you at the tailgate, my friend. I can't wait to meet you.
I want to tell you something, okay?
Yes, sir. Please do.
And I'm not trying to be like a worry ward or anything like that, but
oh God, oh boy. Oh wait, is this another grievance? Did I cut you off again? What did I do?
No. This is just be careful playing with the dark arts.
Oh, you mean this? Guy?
Yeah. Just like that could lead to very, very bad juju. It has been said that when you perform any kind of witchcraft, if you perform bad witchcraft, it will come back on you threefold. And I don't want you to give the Jets 3 times more bullshit. Like you could stick a pin in a knee and then right in the game, like Breece Hall could blow out his ACL.
Yeah. That's true.
I think you
the one thing I wanted to make sure, because this randomly happens with Bob
shit.
on the show, right? Where Bob on the show a week ago. I know what you're saying. And Bob a week ago, right? He brings it up and I go, is that really out there? And I Google it and I buy it on eBay. And then when it's in mid-arrival, I'm like, what am I going to do on the show? Am I just going to show it and stick it? How far am I going to go? And then I found this weird little voodoo chanting music. I'm like, okay. And then the next step that I was going to do that I'm glad I didn't is I'm like, I wonder if I can Google voodoo actual spell chants and chant those on the show.
No,
but I'm glad I didn't, because I said,
I will turn off the radio.
You don't want to get serious about it.
See, that's it. Yeah, that's exactly
it. But the thing is, you don't know what is serious and what is not serious.
This is 100% all in fun.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would have gone too far, so I didn't. But I thought about it. I'm like, that's probably a bad idea.
I love you, Boy Green, but Boy Green with a voodoo doll is like a chimp with an AK-47.
That's true. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's very dangerous.
Easy,
so, yeah,
I think you've just given a new story idea to the producers at Star Trek.
Yeah, I like that.
A civilization that completely is enveloped in voodoo techniques.
Yeah.
Well, there have been stories about civilizations that were involved in magic. I mean, half of what was that thing that was on HBO with the girl with the dragons and all of that stuff?
Oh yeah, girl with the dragon tattoos. Yeah.
No, I'm talking the girl who was the mother of the dragons. What was it, Game of Thrones?
That was all about
a magical, kind of world where you had like those ice creatures and all sorts of weird, crazy shit going on.
Easy. Let me direct you to Jets land. With the draft we had, we won 3 games last year. With the improvements or the additions we made in free agency and the additions we made in the draft, how many games do you foresee the Jets winning this year?
I see the floor should be 7. We should expect to win 7 games. We should. We really should. And I'll give you the reasons why.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Players in the NFL are players, okay? They're all good. You don't get to this level being shitty. You just don't, because you're playing from Pee-wee to junior high school football, college, varsity, all this stuff. The guys that are on the NFL rosters now, even the 90-man rosters, are the best football players in the world, okay? They're the best in the world. What makes the difference is coaching. And I think now that we have Carl Dunbar back coaching the D-line, I mean, he's elite. We have Frank Reich. He was an elite quarterbacks coach, an elite offensive coordinator, and a very good head coach. I think Aaron Glenn has learned his lesson, and he's going to stay in his wheelhouse where he knows he can excel. He's got Brian Duker as the guy who's going to be setting everything up for him during the week while he runs the day-to-day business of CEOing the Jets. I think with Chris Banjo, we know our special teams is solid. And I'm sure, I don't know who the names of these coaches are, but I know we got rid of some guys that were really, really like nails on a chalkboard for these players last year. And I think with those changes at this level, it's about coaching. I think we finally have a good coaching staff that can handle these players. We went away from all rookies. Now we have a nice little blend of some veterans in there to help teach these kids how to play pro football or how to deal with the every day-to-day business of being a professional athlete at this level. I really think that we're going to be competent, and I expect, 7 wins floor. Just
All right,
on
let's
coaching
go.
alone.
That's what I'm talking about, AC.
And I think the guys and the players we got in the draft, he kicked ass. We kicked ass in the draft. We got some good value. I mean, the only pick that I was a little bit questioning on was Cade Klubnik.
Of course.
And not the player, but where we got him. I think we could have gotten another linebacker where we got Cade, and we probably could have still got him without giving up a pick. And I know sometimes they say, when you got a guy that you really
that you
want,
love, 100%,
you got to get him.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, then okay.
I would assume so.
Yeah, because you don't trade up to get a 4th round pick usually, unless you're really high on the guy. And we lost the guys. I think they really wanted to get like Aller or one of the other kids, and I think everyone was shocked when the kid from Bama went with the 11th pick or something.
Who?
Quarterback.
13.
Yeah,
13.
I mean, I think that. Well, we say every year there's going to be that shocker. I think that was the shocker of the draft, was him going that early.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, the two picks that they traded back in order to actually traded back in order to get Klubnik. From what I've heard, if you look at the draft order, there was a center, a highly rated center that they could have drafted. I'm trying to remember what the other position was, but there were supposed quality guys that they decided, hey, we like this kid. Somebody in the organization, I was watching the interviews the other day, and I don't know, maybe it's just too ballsy, but Aaron Glenn's going to talk today.
He is noon. Yes.
And if I'm in the media, and maybe he doesn't want to answer a question like this, is basically, okay, give us the lowdown, give us a behind the scenes look. How was the decision made that we want Klubnik? Tell us about the scouting you did with this guy, when he was considered superstar material a year ago, and what you saw this year, and what your true, expectations are. In fact, one of the questions I would have asked Reich the other day.
Yeah, he didn't get asked back.
Would have been, you've had a lot of experience bringing young quarterbacks in to the NFL.
Why did you pick this kid?
Talk to us about the process. How difficult? What's really involved? What are the keys that you see that you can make work with this kid?
By the way, this Cade Klubnik trade was so let me just word it correctly. So the Jets moved up from pick 128 to pick 110. They moved up 18 spots. That 18 spot jump was the largest upward move in a picks for pick same day draft day trade in franchise history. They've never had a larger
they
trade
saw
up
something. They really saw something in Klubnik.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Maybe they gave him the benefit of the doubt that he just happened to have, kind of maybe Clemson just had a shitty year, and that was it.
We heard last week.
It can happen.
We heard last week from Clemson's announcer that the wide receivers, were a little bit less experienced. His offensive line was shoddy compared to what he had been experiencing before.
Well, they all got drafted.
Well, the offensive line
from previous, years.
Oh,
a lot of guys got drafted,
I mean, obviously,
or graduated and went into whatever field that they went to school for.
Alabama or somebody like that. Your interior lines are going to go up and down year to year because it's hard to be, at the top all the time.
No.
But, the system was the same because they didn't have any changes in offensive coordinator or in head coach. But what Klubnik had to do and did do his senior year just didn't meet up with the expectations that he had shown the year before. And yet, interestingly, the first question that I asked last week was, when you look at his statistics from junior year to senior year, the only real difference is in touchdown passes.
Just right, yeah, 36 touchdowns to what, like 16
just about everything else was a mirror of what he had done as a junior.
Well, if the wide receivers were not as good and they couldn't get open, well, how you get, he probably, that's the whole thing with what happened with the Jets last year. Why they didn't get any interceptions? There was no pass rush, and the opposing quarterbacks could just stand back there and pick the Jets apart.
Well,
They did
no pass rush, and
a pass rush,
and they couldn't catch the
urgency.
picks either. So like there was a handful of opportunities, and they
about
catch
4 of them where they just butterfingers.
Brandon Stevens had a drop pick 6 that would have won the game against Pittsburgh. So not to bring up old memories. By the way, we have 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We have a bunch of callers. Well, I just want to say, Easy, it's great that we're going to have you at the tailgate. Just put you down. And again, details to come, folks. I believe the schedule's dropping next week, if what I was hearing some whispers correctly about, and shortly thereafter, we'll be able to identify a game and we'll be going to town. So I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
I have one suggestion. If you can try for the out-of-town visitors, try to get coordinated between you and some other people up there. Maybe we could get like a group rate at a hotel or something.
Sure. Yeah. That'd be wonderful.
Because especially with the price of gas and airfare right now, maybe if there's anyone down in this area that wants to carpool up, that's the way to go.
I believe there is.
Go to the Cloverleaf restaurant the night before, go to the hotel, go to the game, and then drive back.
Yeah, Badshaw, I'm trying to think of everybody. Indy, Philly Noodles, there's a bunch of them that I believe are all driving up. So maybe one of you guys can all pick up each other or however it's going to work. And maybe you guys can, if you do, make sure there's a camera on that car because I want to know what the hell went on for that road trip. That's what
it'd be a lot of fun to have all the guys in the same hotel.
Oh, yeah. That'd be
100%.
Well, I do want to say there is a way for people to get up there economically, although it is a pain in the ass way to get to New York.
Okay.
And I know the buses will take you from Cary, North Carolina or Raleigh, North Carolina up to the main bus depot in Manhattan.
Oh, cool. Okay, there you go.
Bob, you might know where that is. It's
it's
like 60th Street or something up there.
The bus terminal. Well, the bus terminal, I believe now is like on 49th Street.
Yeah. It's up there a ways, but it takes you. It's like $65 to take the bus up. It's a miserable, shitty ride.
Well, easy. NC Green says, if I'm driving, I'll let you know. So there you go. NC Green just said, if I'm driving, I'll let you know. Most likely I'm flying, but maybe I'm driving. There's a few people that are driving easy, so we'll circle back around to see if people can carpool and hotel rates. All that would be marvelous. So
I don't know about taking the train from the south, but the train.
Yeah, that may be long. But
Amtrak
again,
is Amtrak. Look, I'm going to my daughter's party next weekend. Amtrak is damn near as much as freaking flight.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
Yeah. So, but we'll see what happens. Easy, you're the best, baby.
Have
it's going to be great to have you
Easy.
at the tailgate. Appreciate you, pal. All right, let's keep going down the phone line train. Up next, Kyle Clifton joins us here on the show. The Kyle Clifton call is
that one, not that one.
Yeah,
that's right.
Inside.
How are you, Bob? Paul?
Yeah, what's up, Kyle?
So I noticed like you did the international player signing.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know anything about rugby, but that guy played wing at 6'4".
Yeah.
It's unusual.
Okay, yeah, you tell me because I don't know. I only know of rugby. I don't know any of the details or positions or stuff like that. So please.
I know they don't wear pads.
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of guys at 6'4", 240 playing wing because they're usually the fastest player on the pitch.
Wow, cool.
So, that's probably a worthwhile flyer.
Okay.
Between him and the signing of the quarterback killer from Ball State, Nathan Voorhees, the UDFA.
Yeah.
That's what they actually call him. Hilarious.
I love that.
I'm thinking that maybe at some point, if they get decent production from Will McDonald, that they are going to look to flip him because I don't think that he is part of their plans for the go forward because of his inability to develop as a run defender.
Okay.
You got to remember, he wasn't their pick.
Right.
He was Douglas's pick.
Sure.
He has been sporadic in his sack production, has not been able to really develop as a run defender.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they could get a day 2 pick for him at the deadline, they'd have to consider it.
But I think it's possible because of the 5th year. If they would have declined his 5th year option and he was a half year rental, I don't think they would have been able to get that kind of return. But with him having the year and a half, I think it's possible they could get that kind of return from the right team.
So what I'm saying is that if they get into camp, right, and they see this international player, I think his name is Ikiji.
Yeah, Pascal Ikiji. Yes.
Right. Or Voorhees, or if they get something out of Tyler Barrett and they could say this guy can be a situational pass rusher for us. We don't need 3 situational pass rushers, and because that's essentially what Bailey's going to be in year 1.
Right.
Then maybe it's time to move past Will McDonald and kind of recoup some of the value. Because these things, he was a mid-first round pick, but these things, the player devalues as you move forward in the contract,
right?
And sometimes if you don't see a future with that player, it makes sense to recoup an asset and continue to build for your future state.
But at the same time, Kyle, they just renewed him for the 5th year,
right?
And to me, that signaled that they're going to give Dunbar the opportunity to work with this kid.
Yeah, let's see what he can do with Dunbar. I am excited about that.
Yeah, and to help bring out the best in him that they can bring out, because otherwise, why would you guarantee the 5th year?
Well, Jermaine, right. I would just, to play devil's advocate, they picked up the 5th year on Jermaine and then traded him. So, it doesn't mean they can't. It does give you more flexibility, and the money's not crazy. If you combine this year's salary, which is around $5 million for him, and next year's, you combine that, you're getting Will McDonald for 2 years under $20 million. The highest paid pass rusher football is making $50 million, and you're getting that over 2 years. And not that he's Will Anderson Jr., obviously.
Yeah, but they traded Jermaine Johnson for a guy that they desperately needed to plug up the middle.
Devontae, yeah, I like the move.
So if they could trade Will McDonald and get something that would really literally fill a hole that they have, maybe.
Right. I'm just looking at 2027 and thinking, if they don't have to trade up to get the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And someone falls to you, then you have these 2 other picks.
Yeah.
And if one of those premium picks could be a knockout, fully realized edge rusher who can also play the run, that might be a direction that they're going to go. That's
real quick, Kyle, before you go, are we going to meet you? Or I'm sure a lot of people met you, but I haven't. So are you going to the tailgate, brother? Is it going to be, am I going to get to meet the Kyle Clifton for the very first time?
So the problem with that is, for me to plan out this far in advance and into the fall, my kids are still young. They have a lot
you can bring them along. Great. Yeah.
No, we have soccer games and track meets and a lot of things. I was able to meet up for Jake's last year with on a weekend where we didn't have any of that stuff.
Okay, so it's possible.
It's possible, but just for me to say that right now would be impossible. So, and I know your thing is going to fill up with indications of interest pretty quickly. So, while I would love to, I can't really commit. This is the problem.
Okay. Well, it's going to happen eventually, Kyle. I can't wait. And good for you. You're a dad of the year to have your priorities straight, which is awesome. So hopefully, hey, sometimes people drop out. So if the right weekend opens up, that'd be awesome, man. But hey, your priorities are in line, my friend, and it's always great to have your calls on here, brother.
It's pure selfish.
I'd be honored to look up at you that day.
I would definitely be looking up from all the pictures I see. Yeah, it'd definitely be a look up situation north of the border, so to speak. Yes.
It's actually pure selfishness. I'm living vicariously through them, but I appreciate your time, guys.
There you go.
Have a great weekend, cool. Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. Great comment there about our kids. It's such a cool thing to see them do all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Hop on Pop jumping in the mix. Here you go. Member shout out.
Wow.
He's been with the Espresso Club for 3 months. Appreciate you, Hop on Pop. He says, let's frickin' go. Take the like button to Pound Town. Share, subscribe, join as a member. Don't forget to pay your Jets bartender, which is me. I can't make a drink for my life, but hopefully you find the Jets takes halfway decent. That's basically all I can advocate for at this point. I will tell you, as I look, we have over 400 people in the room, including well over 120 of those watching on YouTube. But we don't have 100 likes yet, so let's change that. People like the video. That
and how many total members do you have now?
For the tailgate?
No, your viewers.
Oh, subscribers. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to get to 10,000. Yeah, let me see where we're at right now. Let me flip the
10,000 are bust guys.
Yeah, that's 100%. Let's see what we're at right now. Refreshing. We lost whoever that subscriber was. So temporarily we reached 8,620, and then that person said they hate me, which, by the way, it's not the first time I've heard that. Probably won't be the last time. So we're at 8,619. So we're still, whatever that is, 181 away.
Must have been something I said.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Or yeah, my math is terrible. It's 1,381 away. So 1,381 away from getting to 10,000. We'll see if we can get there. But appreciate the shout out, Pop. And yes, thank you everybody for all the support. We've had a lot of support on the show so far. That is for certain. Wait a second. My other part of the parent team, Imamji's jumping in.
Wow.
Look at that. She says she loves her boy Green. How do you know that? Well, she's my mother, but also member for 21 months.
What choice does she have? Yeah.
That's also probably true, but one proud mama. Appreciate you, Mom. I love Mom for sure. My mama is always taking care of me. So appreciate that. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Those are popping. Let's roll. Up next, it's C-Time.
Hey, how you doing, boy Green? How you doing, Bob?
Which I'm doing great, which, by the way, I do believe I saw your name on the list. Is that true? See?
Oh, it's true.
It
is true.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm ready for you to join my favorite list.
You
need to seize it. Yeah.
And I did notice you made me follow Kyle Clifton.
Wow, that's a weird coincidence. I don't know what
happened. I'll tell you. I just can't compete with him.
Yeah,
I can't compete with him.
It sounds like you're going to be at the tailgate. He's not. Sounds like you're about to bump up.
Well, that's true. Before Bob, you had mentioned when you were a kid and you went to Shea Stadium
once,
and I remember you brought back a memory to me. I remember going to my uncle used to bring us to Shea Stadium, and we didn't have tickets, so. The Jets were so bad at some points then, we used to go up to the gate and give the guy at the gate $5 a piece. And he used to let us into the stadium, and we used to walk around and sit in empty seats.
Wow.
And then we finally did get season tickets. And the season tickets were so cheap, I couldn't believe it. They were like $90 a piece for the season.
One of the ramifications of the Jets winning the Super Bowl, their ticket prices went skyrocketing, all the way up to like $6 for the most expensive.
Oh my God!
And people were going crazy. They were going nuts. How expensive it was. So different.
Yeah,
time. It was a different time.
Boy Green, I'm saving my money up to go to the tailgate, but I have got a very expensive couple of months ahead of me.
Oh, right the back.
My one granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, I'm going to her graduation tomorrow.
Cool. Perfect.
She graduates from VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University.
Terrific.
So
cool.
That's like $1,000.
Oof.
My younger granddaughter is graduating from high school at the beginning of June, and she's going to college, and that's like another $1,000.
Oh my God!
And I just got my bill for the ambulance from about a month ago.
Yeah,
that's like $500
to
go like 3 miles. And I'm like, holy shit, this just gets to be a real expensive month. But anyway, yesterday my daughter and son-in-law came to my house, and they brought me these really cool T-shirts that made me feel very old. And I'm going to show you.
All right.
Wow.
VCU Rams grandpa.
Okay, and the other one.
Okay.
This is for my younger granddaughter.
Okay.
1 second.
Yeah. Highland Ranch. The old grandpa.
So,
Yeah.
I guess I'm an official college grandpa now.
There you go. Hey,
Anyway,
you should be very proud, I'm sure.
Yeah, your dedication to
Family.
celebrating with your kids.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm driving up to Richmond tomorrow, about a 3-hour drive to. But I am not going to stay in a hotel. I'm going to drive back after the graduation, if my back allows me to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to the Jets, what I got a really good feeling about the Jets this year, and I'm going to predict 10 wins as the floor.
10 wins as the floor, baby.
I feel that good.
What's the ceiling?
It's a good feeling. I feel like, 10 wins. I just feel it.
So what are you expecting individually from some of these guys?
Individually?
Yeah.
Well, individually, I think that Geno is going to really give us an offense that we have not seen in years.
Okay.
I mean, we are going to have a quarterback that can throw the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're going to have more than Garrett Wilson to throw the ball to, which I think is going to open up a lot. We're going to have an offensive coordinator that's going to have some imaginative plays without, being so predictable like we've been for years. And I just think we've got a lot of pieces. I just think we've got a lot of pieces on offense. And I think Geno is going to surprise a lot of people. I really do. I think the defense is going to be good. I think the guys we got in free agency are going to help out a lot. And Will McDonald, I think if they use Will McDonald the right way, as a pass rusher, he's, not a run stopper, but as a pass rusher. And we get him on the field with Bailey. I think he's going to have a good year. I really do. I feel really good about it.
Well, he's going to have to develop, and this is what Dunbar will be working with him on, some more moves rather than the 2 moves that he uses over and over again. Too easy to play.
You're right. I agree with that. But one thing he does have is he's got athleticism. He's got speed. He's got athleticism, and I think the kid. I think he's going to do good this year. I really do.
Right,
I think with the additions of the defensive line that we brought in, I think it's going to be a little surprising with Will McDonald.
Let's go.
I think they see it too with the 5th-year option that we gave him. I think they see ways they can use him. Dunbar probably said, hey, we can't get rid of this kid. This kid's got too much talent.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
have a safe trip tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm really, hey, I was talking to your boy Green a couple of weeks ago, how long it takes to get all the medical process.
Of course. Right.
So I went and had my CAT scan and my MRI and stuff like that. So now I have to wait another month to go get my spinal injections.
Dear Lord.
A month. I have to wait a month. And then when I get those, if they work, they don't know if they're going to work. If they don't work, and then we have to go to the next step. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. The amount of times you have to wait to see a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It really is. You could be dying basically, and they'll give you a colonoscopy.
Yeah, right.
If you want an appointment to go get a colonoscopy, I swear to God, they tell you, well, we don't even have an appointment. We're so far out. It's ridiculous. But enough about the medical stuff. Listen, guys, have a good weekend.
You too.
I'm looking forward to that tailgate, boy Green.
Oh, I can't wait, see. That's going to be amazing. So that's going to be awesome. So thank you for signing up. And again, the sign-up sheet is there. We are approaching, it looks like 70 people. I mean, we only have 100 spots, people. So good Lord, this thing is racking up quick. So guys, another reminder, if you want to sign up for the early sign-up sheet, I'm Boy Green. If you're just joining us, we have 400 people in the room. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. That is my partner in crime here every Friday. It's Bob Lederer, the author of Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football. And again, if you'd like, we're going to host a tailgate. It's going to be at a home game for the Jets this year. The schedule doesn't come out till next week or the week after, so we don't know what game it is or what time it is or where it's going to be. But in terms of where on the schedule, we're planning for September, October, so sort of loosely plan that for your schedule. And folks, you can sign up down below, which will get you a reserved seat. I will chronologically go in order once we have the amount. Hey, I'm making this up. We're playing the Raiders at $300 for the game ticket, the tailgate, all this stuff. Are you in? Yes. Okay, good. You're not in. No worries. Okay, I'll remove you from the list and go to the next person. I'm going to go in order down the list of people. Make sure when you guys fill this out, because Ozzie Fullers, I feel like I'm a principal on the intercom. Ozzie Fullers, report to the principal's office. Ozzie Fullers. Ozzie, I saw you did not put your contact email on there. So, guys, when you fill out the sheet on the Excel sheet or reach out to me via email, make sure you guys give me your first and last name, how many game tickets you want, yes or no if you want any and how many tailgate tickets you want, yes or no, how many, and an email. Because after I get the information, I'm reaching out to each of your emails. I'm going to be sending 70 emails. Boom, 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 going all the way down. If I don't have an email, there's no way for me to contact you. So please, if you fill out the sign-up sheet down below, please include a contact email so I can get back to you. Please and thank you. So keep lighting it up, though. We're over 70 people, it looks like. So looks like there's only like 30 spots left. So and to get it while the getting's good. All right, let's squeeze in a few more phone calls, and I got to take my kids to a doctor's appointment here. So let's see who's next. Let's go to Bill. Oh, he's got his own sign. Move over, Professor Philly Doodles. Voodoo free zone, please.
There you go.
For the best. That's for the best. Bill, joining us here on the show. Good sign, Bill. That's a good sign. I like that.
Yeah, and the way I look at it is, I don't know why we're doing a voodoo doll thing to the Colts. If Joe Namath truly did make a deal with the devil, shouldn't it be Joe Namath's voodoo doll that we should be sticking pins in?
And, isn't that ironic or whatever enough? To win the Super Bowl, we beat the Baltimore Colts. And now we're coming back to the Colts to try to deliver us from salvation. It is a interesting twist of fate. That's for certain.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that Rich Eisen is a Jets fan as well, but could he stop sticking pins in the Mets voodoo doll just because Soto said this is a New York Mets town? I mean, come on.
He will not get over
Rich, stop
that.
it.
Rich is very annoyed by that. Very annoyed by that.
He is, and I don't know why. Oh my God! Thank God I'm a true New York fan.
Right.
In that, if the Yankees make the World Series, I'm happy. If the Mets do, I'm happy. I don't understand why I have to hate the other New York team. That's ridiculous. I love my team, and that's it.
Yeah.
Anyways, obviously, I am encouraged by not only by the draft, but by the additions to the coaching staff. I do have some expectations that the Jets will be at least very competitive this year, and they'll be playing light years better than what we saw last year. Although I'm pretty sure you're always going to see a couple of stinkers during the year, but that happens to every team that I'm aware of, playoff team or not. But I'm definitely encouraged by what I've been seeing, and I'm actually happy about the Klubnik pick because I look at what he had accomplished the year before last, and just because he had a bad year doesn't mean that all of a sudden you erase it from your memory the good things he did the year prior. That's the reason why the Jets picked him. They saw what he can do if in the right situation, and what you need to do is set up your guys to win, set them up. Brady Cook was not set up to succeed. I'm sorry. They were using him to tank the season, and I just felt bad for him.
Klubnik seems to have all of the shortcomings that even the highest rated quarterbacks have, and that is, the use of his feet and reading defenses and really how you study film and that sort of stuff. And it really comes down to mental capacity and physical ability and how quickly, he can improve in each of those areas. Some guys can do it really quickly, and other guys, they just never get there. So we'll see.
I mean, one of the things that I did see from his film is that he does have pocket awareness. I've seen defensive linemen breathing down his neck, and he feels them, and he can move laterally to get out of the way and throw the ball, or get rid of the throw a lot faster. So he does have that.
It's a whole different world playing against the guys, the old men in the NFL versus playing against kids.
No, that I understand, but that's true no matter which quarterback you pick, whether it's Mendoza or Klubnik, it's going to be the same thing. Right. The competition they face is totally different.
You got to get rid of the ball in well under 3 seconds in the NFL, and in college, it's a different game.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But I feel good about him.
That's why I want to ask Frank Reich to go deep into, what do you see? What's your evaluation? You don't have to tell us he can't do this, he can't do that, but what did you see, that gave you not only confidence but impetus to tell the Jets, let's move up and get this kid? Because I'm pretty well assured that he convinced Muji and the others that this kid was worth trading. The way they made that trade with all of that move.
Yeah, with the Bengals, if I recall correctly. In the trade, though, they did get pick 199, and then they picked up that big offensive lineman, who Inez.
Yeah.
Who looks like a beast. So
hey, Bill, I'm glad you brought him up.
Made up for it,
I'm glad you brought him up. Guess what? We have breaking news. Here on the show. Hit it, people.
All right.
Oh, that's very low. I had that looped from the Voodoo action. Anywho, here's the breaking news. Inez Cooper is officially signed.
There he is.
Minutes ago from the New York Jets as they rack him in. So he's a big boy and nasty from everything I hear. So let's go.
Yeah. And given his strength,
he's a vaunted pass blocker and not
which I love. Good.
But,
nice.
Correct. So they may use him in pass specific situations to take advantage of that. So I'm very encouraged by what Muji has done, and hopefully the coaching staff will do their job in coaching these guys up. So lots of reasons to be excited. Brody's strong.
Amen.
Indy's strong. Yes. Get better, guys. We love you guys. We miss you guys. So hopefully, I'll have a chance maybe if I do go to the tailgate to meet up with all you.
That's for sure. Let's make it happen. Bill, you're the best, baby. Appreciate it.
My apologies, BG. How is your brother?
So the good news is that he has been removed from ICU, which is terrific. Marvelous news that the arrow is pointing up. He will have to continue to be in the hospital for a long time. He had pancreatitis, among other issues that he's still recovering from, but he's gotten past a lot of difficult stuff. There's more, to sort of paint it, right? That there's more trials and tribulations to come on this road, but there's just a collective sigh of relief after he got past some very bad stuff. There's still more stuff to come, but I'm just happy that we've continued to get positive updates. That to me is wonderful news. All right, let's get another caller in. This guy may be offended because Bill just stepped all over his territory, but let's go to Professor Philly Doodles with another marker board. We'll see if any voodoo is on this. But all right, let's read it on. Professor Philly Doodles, wise jersey selection by Cade Klubnik. He knew not to choose a recent Jets number 2 failure. Agreed, by the way, Professor Philly Doodles. That's why he has a master's degree in this. Awaiting the first Mugini trade, or the first preseason Mugini trade, wide receiver, quarterback, linebacker, offensive line, Aiden Hutchinson. Ooh, okay. Oh, Xavier. Right.
Xavier.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. Jumped the gun there. Got a little aggressive. Yeah, Xavier of the Houston Texans. My apologies. Veteran quarterback, veteran linebacker. In the magician we trust. Shout out Bill. LOL. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yeah, Bill's dope. Bill's a dope man.
Got to
Shout
get a
out, Bill.
linebacker, Philly. Got to get a linebacker.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
If that 37-year-old linebacker that we signed gets hurt at all, we're screwed.
Yes, we leave it into the hands of Sherwood, and we saw what happened last year. He got benched, so that's not cool.
Well, I just mean we would just lose the core, of that whole defense. So
that's correct. Hopefully, he's got an AARP NFL card.
And stay everybody on the defensive front. Do everything you can to make it easy, for our linebacker, for our middle linebacker to stay safe.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go the route that Carl went. I would not ever bet with Carl in any world sense. Shout out Carl, but that's degenerate. 10 wins is a little degenerate. I'll take it. I will look today on FanDuel or whoever sports books I choose, who's got the over on like 2 or 3 interceptions for the season for the Jets. I'll take that. I'll take that gamble. Like that. That's probably going to happen.
That's going to be a nice bid. That's
a good futures. But yeah, I mean, that's really asking a lot for rookie offensive players to just really run and gun. I think Gino would have to throw for like 3,500 yards, which
that's totally possible. If you break down the math of 17 games and he's been super durable for most of his career. With how aggressive he's going to be taking deep shots, that's chunk yardage. It adds up. I think 3,600 yards is totally possible.
Yeah, and to the point where what you're saying is, 100%. I think Pete Carroll didn't realize how bad that offensive line was last year for that team.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean, Ashton Junty, his production. I don't know how he had production. That was a really bad line. And we brought one of those members from that line because of familiarity. So let's hope that goes the right way. But I mean, I think the defense, with bringing all those veterans, is, should at least get them to double. You should at least get 6 wins. Should be your floor.
Well, I think over under is 5.5 in Vegas.
It is 5.5. That is correct. So the floor being above that, so make some money wherever you are out there in the audience if you believe.
Sure.
So
yeah, I mean, other than that, I would expect to trade preseason. Like he's. We've already talked about it a bunch of times, on all the different platforms.
Defensive tackles last year, double dip.
Something's gonna happen. I know I sound redundant with saying Xavier Hutchinson, but the kid's in a crowded room. I don't know if they took another receiver this draft, the Texans. I don't think they did, but he's in a crowded room that gets oftenly injured. So I don't know if they'll really, move on, but he would be somebody on a projected pretty cheap deal, just like what's his name is that we have, Adonai. So. Yeah. And he's a big dude. He's 6'3" and he can move pretty well, and he does contested catches as well. So it'd be nice to have that flex in there. But obviously, Kenyon Sadiq is going to be looked at as the 4th wide receiver.
They did take one wide receiver late, Lewis Bond, the Boston College product, in the 6th round. I don't know if that revs your engine.
Big guy?
They did take
or small dude.
Small dude, 5'11", 190.
Yeah. So I don't think he's threatening Xavier Hutchinson's job. I think he's
probably
a good
not. Right.
backup for Nico Collins when he goes down, and the other guy they have. But I mean, yeah, Bob, 100% linebacker. Like, something's got to happen. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be Jack Campbell. I think that's a little bit crazy talk, but there's got to be
quite his 5th-year option, which is kind of crazy. So,
yeah, because of probably knowing what he wants to get paid, which is going to be top money. So it's not to say you have DeMario for 1 season, essentially, right? That's like a glorified 1-season deal.
No. He has money going into next year too. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Bob. Sometimes they sign contract because it's not real, but in this one, it is real. He has money going into year 2. I'm fairly certain.
That means you got to move off.
Even if he plays 1 year, they should do everything they can to keep him on the coaching staff.
Oh yeah. I think he'll stick around. It's kind of like a Mosley deal. Like he'll stick around. It's not like, his attitude to football is amazing. So he's a captain year in, year out. But I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But I don't know.
If they moved on from him next year, it'd be $10 million in dead cap. So yeah, he is here it is a true 2-year deal.
And lastly, before I know you got to take the kids to the doctors,
Yes.
I'll say I think me and Indy talked about we felt like flying might be an option for us this time around. So easy.
Okay.
That harmonica, I'm sorry, you may not whisper harmonic vibes in a car with us for whatever amount of hours. I'll tell you, you can ask Indy verbatim. We did not put on music the second shift, the second ride back. We talked the entire time.
Credit.
So,
that's cool. I like that though.
Yeah,
that's
that's bro stuff. You know what I mean?
100%.
Easy. You're gonna want to hear tunes and play tunes, bro, and talk less football. I don't. You know what I mean?
Well, either way, no matter hopefully Easy finds a way to get up there. And again, a lot of people are taking a lot of different forms of travel. Again, the fact that we're now over 70 people on this tailgate and we don't even know what game it is or anything, it's crazy. It's cool. I can't wait for the tailgate. It's one of the most fun things of the year. We've only done it once all together like this. So Phil, I can't wait to have you back, brother.
Heck yeah, man. Trains, planes, and automobiles. Shout out movies that are older.
I love it. There he is, Professor Philly Doodles, joining us here on the program. All right, we have time for one last call, Bob, and it is your Chicago brethren. It's Thunder Beast, baby.
Buenos dias, Bob. Buenos dias, Paul. How are you boys doing?
I was going to say before that I got a new book idea after meeting Beast the first time this week, and I'm going to call it My Conversations with Beast.
Okay, I like that. Beast is a very interesting guy. I like you, Beast.
Well, there's a lot of guys that I've grown up with for many, many years. But I'll give you an example. Lord Alfred Hayes, Gorilla Monsoon, Gordon Soley, Dusty Rhodes, the list goes on. But just yesterday, what was it? $70 at the store. $70. Got me a steak. Got me a 4-pound bag of chicken for $9. A sausage patties for $7. 2 things of bagels for $2 a piece. Hey, you can't go wrong there. And you know what? You cannot teach that.
You can't. What kind of bagels were that? And let me ask you a question, Thunder Beast. Were they in terms of the feeling of them? Were they SAWFT soft?
Try SAWFT soft.
There you go. Nice. Okay,
that's the way I like it. Oh yeah.
So it looks like you're getting ready. It looks like you're getting ready for the FIFA World Cup.
We are 1 month away from making history. A lot of teams are fired up for this. This is going to be a year where things are going to change. See, there are going to be some surprises, and then there's going to be some not surprises.
Okay.
Just remember that there's going to be a few ups, there'll be a few downs, there'll be a few brawls, there might be a few calls, but we're going to get a winner this year. And let me just say, the Mets suck this year. Well, they are playing pretty bad this year. Very bad.
Yeah, they lost to the Rockies yesterday. Yeah, not good. Yeah.
Well, their numbers have been
they've started to get a little bit better this week. 4 out of 6 isn't bad.
I guess that's all relative when you talk about what happened the rest of the season.
Titanic is not. Well, the Titanic is still like this, by the way, with its ass hanging up in the body, ready to go down. They need to be a major overhaul and improvement. I mean, if you guys and then look at the Mets. Let's look. How much is their cap space?
Nothing. They're over $300 million.
Oh! Over $300 million?
Yeah. Hey, it's coffee money for their owner.
Coffee money?
Yeah.
Coffee money? I call that.
Do you know how rich? Do you know how rich?
Money.
Beast, do you know how rich Steve Cohen is?
I understand that, but there's a problem. See, you gotta remember something too. Spend the money wisely, and you get better players. If you don't spend the money wisely, you're basically spending it on shit. That's nothing. I mean, come on. George Carlin said it a long time ago. You get up, you go to work, you eat your good meals, you take one good shit, you go back to bed. What's the mystery?
He's worth $22 billion. He's got a franchise that will.
Somewhere between the lines, you could cough up maybe a.
He's worth $22 billion, and he's getting a casino outside the ballpark.
Smart.
Casino after casino. That's the problem with America. They don't know how to spend the money wisely. They spend it on shit we don't need. I mean, come on. We don't need mall after mall after mall after mall. There are many, many, many malls. You got the major malls, you got the mini mall. You got next thing you'll have the car lots, the gas station, the laundromats, the cheap hotels, and the dirty bookstores. America the Beautiful, one big giant continental cesspool. And what do the people feel about all this? What do they say about, if we're living in a cesspool of this? Well, they think it's just fucking dandy. Yeah, they think it is cool as can be because we got everything we need to line up with. Pretty soon everyone will be going hot dogs, corn dogs, triple dip, and cheeseburger, deep fried, double bacon, pork fat, cheese with mayonnaise, soap, barbecue, the mozzarella patty mouth. Americans will eat anything. If you were selling sauteed raccoon's assholes on a stick, the Americans would buy them and eat them, especially when you dip them in butter and put a little sauce on. Wow. That's sure. Yeah. Look at him. Look at Boy Green. His jaw just dropped to the ground like he just saw a ghost.
You're just thinking about all the food.
I am hungry. It does make me very hungry. Well, unbelievable.
Sooner or later, we're all gonna have goofy shit that's coming our way. Like, for example, 10 years from now, all our potato chips. Like, I'll give you an example: Jay's, Lay's, Cheetos, Funyuns. Oh, let's see, Cape Cod. It all look like this: small, little, micro, mini-mint sized bag of chips. Going, what the hell is this? Well, yeah, that's the way they make them now. Because sooner or later, we already got microchips for computers and cell phones and Androids and iPhones and all the other goofy shit. Maybe they'll do that next.
Oh.
You never know.
No, I guess not.
You'll never know. Yeah. You don't know what's gonna come next because we're in the 21st century. We're living in strange times, like Back to the Future 2, when Marty went to 2015 and saw, what was it, flying cars and oh man, the crazy shit that we are living in today is very, very crazy.
But he saw the Cubs winning the World Series and it happened.
Oh
yeah, 2016.
That prediction very much came true out of that.
Some Simpsons predictions have come true on the show. So
yes,
maybe
it has, and it hit me in a weird way because right now it's happening right before our very eyes. You don't know what's going to come next. Hell, you never know. You never know what's going to happen next because
that's true.
There might be some more surprises coming your way because we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know if maybe during the World Cup some crazy earthquake might come up. You don't know if a tsunami or a hurricane is going to pop up. You don't even know if a freaking asteroid's going to come out of space. I mean, we got goofy shit happening all across the whole entire globe. We're trying to change the world. We're trying to make it better, but society still hasn't gotten there yet because we're still immature. We're at the immature stage.
So, Beast, before you go, lay on us some really insightful Jet stuff.
Yeah, what does this mean first, Beast? I'm getting a super chat in here from Addison. 1 second here. Here we go.
Wow.
I'm gonna put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby.
Oh, I see.
You know you look good to me. You know you look good to me.
Hey, that was a member for a year, so shout out to the anniversary for Addison. He says, Beast, what does Mr. Joe's put on his burrito? You say it's hot sauce?
The man needs his bottle of hot sauce. That's why. But you know what hot sauce we use? We only use the Valentina.
Okay.
But if I'm cooking chicken,
okay,
I'm going with this stuff.
Hot sauce.
What's that?
No. This is the special.
You bring it up to the camera? What is it? I can't quite see.
This
it.
This stuff will burn your ass. Wow. And I'm going to say this once. Don't put too much of this shit on because then your ass will be on the toilet. You have to put your hands here, and your legs are gonna have to go up and go. Yeah!
Beast, you do have your pants on today, right?
Well,
no shit. Did somebody forget? Did somebody forget to check the ice cooler this way? And now it's time to say, now kiss and make up.
well, Beast, this was just like
We
you
will.
never know.
We will succeed this year. This new T-shirt that I came up with for the Jets, there should be a T-shirt that says, "We will succeed."
I like that. Let's get that on a T-shirt. And just like
back,
anything can happen at the World Cup, anything can happen with your calls, Beast. A lot of surprises.
Hey, all you need to do is do one thing: believe.
Believe. Okay, let's believe. There you go. He believes, which, by the
You
way,
gotta believe
inspires.
if it comes out of the beast's mouth, you got to believe.
Do you believe, Bob Lederer?
But I choose to believe that it is. I believe. I believe. I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
And that's half the battle.
Those kids are very influential, I believe.
Quite.
Too.
All right, Bob. Well, that's going to wrap up the show. Good Lord have mercy. We unpacked a lot here during this program. I'm going to take my kids to a doctor's appointment, and wow, that was a lot. So thank you for everybody. I do want to give a shout out. My pop gave a Brody update here. So let me highlight this real quick. He said, Brody update. He's still in the hospital with numerous procedures to go, likely going to be in the hospital for 4 more weeks. He's gone from 40% chance of survival to north of 98%.
Wow.
Brody strong. So an amazing turnaround. Again, it was he brings up the percentages. I mean, it was very scary, very early on. Have your life hanging in the balance on a 50.
Watch the Voodoo, boy.
Yeah, 100%. Got to watch that for sure. So thank you to Pop for the Brody update. Thank you everyone for all the gifting. That was the surge at the beginning of the show. Again, NC Green, Chubb for Club, Fisco Lopez with 5, Chubb for Club, Indy Jets, Nenga Iboko, Spin Max Dave Super Chat, Austrian Super Chat, NC Green Super Chat, Jake Asmett Super Chat, Easy Super Chat, and a bunch of member shout-outs for people that have been supporting the show for a long time. Philly Noodles, Hop on Poppy, Mom G, and Addie, a.k.a. Addison. So thank you, everybody, and continue to sign up for the tailgate. Again, get the last spots as they're there, and we'll have more details to come. Bob, we'll do this again next week.
And thank you, Boy Green Universe. You've made it worth my while to get up at the ungodly hour of 5:30.
There you go. That's the spirit. And guys, if you haven't checked it out already, make sure you check out the full Chris Strevler interview, a 50-minute conversation talking Jets and everything else from his career. A lot of fun. Make sure you guys check that out. Like the video on the way out, hit subscribe, and make sure if we have some new audio podcast destinations, more news on that here very soon. But please give a 5-star review on Apple if you guys like Boy Green Daily. I'd love to rack those up if you guys have not given a review. I've got a couple of reviews. Feel free to let us know how you feel about the show and share some feedback. Love it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Good weekend, everybody.
We'll see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Take care.